I have dealt with some manipulators in my life, dude. And one of the funniest things is trying to get them to just admit when they're
I know.
manipulating.
Yeah.
They won't do it. They can't. They're incapable of saying, I did the thing. Like, well, this happened. That's why a partnership is important. That's why you will never convince me that anything other than a monogamous heterosexual relationship is the ultimate best environment for children statistically and practically.
I also don't think you should give kids cocaine, for example.
Hypocrisy.
Ah, we're back. We're back. We're back. The Balden Führer has spoken. He's emerged from the Baldo bunker. We've got new documents. We've got it all tonight. We've got to unfortunately look at some Aaron Imholte or Imholte or whatever his name. It's gonna be a fun night, I think. But yes, we have to see the message from the Baldo Führer himself. Just remember, the state hated you until you were cool. Oh wait, hold on, I'll make this larger for you. You weren't cool. You were gay. You're still gay. The government still thinks you're cool now. What? The government just thinks you're cool now. No one else does. You're gay. What does he mean by this? Can anyone decipher this? Do we have the Enigma code machines working? Like, can anybody tell me what this means? Ron Coleman, I can't retweet that, my man. It's okay. I say it so you don't have to. Wow, he's saying the words that we all are all thinking. We're all thinking that the government, the state hated you until you were cool. You weren't cool, you were gay. This is, I don't know, this has got to be some 1000 IQ play. How you doing, says little guppy man. Shit, responds the chief. Keep your head up. Oh, man. Who is this directed at, if you have to ask? If you can't understand this humor, then you might just be the gay man that is directed to. I don't know, Chad. This is going to be a wild one, I think, tonight. But be sure to like the stream. Say hi and chat. It does help. Every like really does help get these small streams out there. You know, it is growing a little bit, but it does help. If you get over 100 likes, YouTube shares you out a little bit more. If you get over 400, you get a bit more. And 1,000 is always like the magic goal. So be sure to, let's try and hit that tonight. Right. So what has been going on in the Baldoverse, the collapse of the Baldoverse? There has been this massive document came out. Unfortunately, it's very, very difficult to read. If you zoom in, the quality has not been so good. It's pretty much impossible, in fact, to read. So hopefully next time the Minnesota Public Court reporter, the secret person that is releasing all these documents, maybe they can get a little bit better quality next time. But there is one little piece of interesting information here that we will check out. Apparently, Examoon says it's their birthday. Oh, look at that. Happy birthday, Examoon. Everyone give a nice happy birthday to Examoon in the chat. Now, the important part of this document I found is this little line here, which is, again, almost impossible to read, but don't worry, we will decipher it for you. I have two versions of this. The question is the youth prescribed psychotropic medication? The answer is yes. Now, I'm not sure actually what child this refers to, but I think we can probably make a leap of judgment and say it's the 9-year-old, the one that has attention deficit disorder, or perhaps narcolepsy themselves, the child that may be the 9-year-old that tested positive for the Coke test. Now, if yes, how many psychotropic medications in the youth, blah, 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 blah. And it says, what is the details that is prescribed? Now, again, it's pretty hard to read, but I'm pretty sure it is this one, which is, what is this? Methylphenidate. Basically, this is Ritalin. This is the chemical name for the street, or the whatever you call it, Walmart version of Ritalin. Now, there has been some conspiracy theories, which I'm not going to say are true, but some people have said that maybe the Baldo man has been dipping into the stash of the Ritalin because it helps with narcolepsy, which of course Nick has claimed to have. Well, I probably believe he does have. I don't see why I should not doubt him on that. But this might be interesting for the people that might be thinking, well, what could be the reason that a child might have a positive test on a hair follicle metalobite result for cocaine usage in quite high amounts? Well, maybe it is this prescribed drug. Could that be the answer? Could this be the lifeline that gets the baldo man into being a complete piece of shit, into just being a pretty bad dad. Well, when we say pretty bad, I mean really bad. But the answer apparently is no, in fact. It is very unlikely, very, very unlikely that a hair follicle test will detect methylphenidate as a false positive. Now, the interesting thing, and what I think a lot of people have forgotten, is that they can do the hair test multiple times. It's very easy to retest for hair, and then if you get a positive, a false positive, or in a result that is just insane, you should do the test again. It's pretty simple, right? And if you have taken the custody of the children away, it's pretty easy to do the test again. So what is the play here? Well, we may find out from the next document that the play is, and actually it could work, is to get all of this evidence stricken from the record. That seems to be the only path forward to victory, in my opinion. But we're going to go into that as we get into it. First, Examoon also says it's Examoon's birthday. Oh, congratulations, Examoon. And Kitty also says, today is Examoon's birthday and tomorrow is my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, Kitty, as well. I love all my member chats. I love all my members. I love all my watchers. Be sure to, like the stream. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do something that's going to upset at least 2 people in chat. I'm going to set these streams to subscriber only for 1 minute. You just have to be subscribed to 1 minute to talk in the chat. It helps people remind to subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, be sure to like the stream as well. It's just a minute. You can unsubscribe after the stream if you want, but it does help people to remember. It's a pretty simple thing. Pretty cool thing. Right. If you're on a 1 minute timeout because you're not subscribed, then that's your lesson for today. Now, let me see. Where should we go to next? Right. Now, before I get to the more interesting document, we'll go through a few little things, a few little bit of backstories, right? There's this one person on the farms called Minnesota Public Records. And every time Nick's about to go live, it's almost like clockwork. You can almost set your watch to it. Every time Nick is like, you know what? I might just do a stream tonight. This mysterious stranger, who some people have actually suggested could be Nick himself trying to muddy the waters, that'd be a very spicy conspiracy, which I don't put a lot of faith into, but I thought I might mention it. They drop some documents of interest, public interest, and they seem to scare the Baldo man away. In fact, he's been very lax to stream recently. He did stream today. I guess he couldn't get out of it. But it's kind of a bit of a bizarre question for me that he hasn't been streaming as much, because as we know, he's quite lazy. He hates doing court streams. He absolutely hates them. But he did say, you know what, may as well start with the Baldwin case, right? High visibility celebrity stream that could be, almost on the level of Johnny Depp. He didn't cover it the first day, and it only lasted a day. He just had to sit there, watch an incredible turn of events where Baldwin gets out away like scot-free, straight up kills a man and gets away with it. And your feelings, whatever you feel about it's Alec Baldwin, right? Baldwin, yeah. Whatever your feelings are about the actual case, the facts of the matter is that he didn't check the safety, and a person is now dead. Now, if you want to blame the armor instead, that's up to you. I think that he should have been responsible for that because, when I was a child, I was being taught gun safety. You always treat a gun as it being loaded. That's just good common sense. Anyway, but there was this person saying, I hope you're going live tonight. You're taking all the shit that has been happening this week. And he says, I am. Well, spoiler alert, he did not go online. He skipped that night, possibly because he got scared by the docs. And I got this email, actually, because I'm signed up on locals, but I'm not a local supporter. So, sometimes you can watch local streams, but there's an interesting little locals notification came out to a lot of people. It says, hey there, mystery person. Now more than ever, the Rekieta Law community wants to thank you for being a member and for your continued support. To show our appreciation, Rekieta Law is offering an annual membership with 2 months free access. Look at that, free access. If you join now, you might get in that, 10K local supported gift? Yeah, like the 5K gift was pretty good. So this is a pretty good deal. What does this mean? Now, a lot of people have thought, well, maybe this is just something that locals does, but it could also be that maybe, you want to lock in those yearly subscriptions. So if you get paid first, you can take a bit of a vacation, right? You work very hard. Do I sound sped up today? Well, I might. I've got a lot of energy. I had a nice big cup of coffee just before coming on stream. I'll try to slow down so the Americans can understand me, though. Right, but I thought this was just funny. This doesn't really have any bearings on anything. So I don't want to do that. We've gone through the big document. So let us get to this document. This is the most interesting document that has come out since the last stream. I'm not on Adderall, don't worry. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to be back. You know, it feels good. I actually wanted to stream for a couple of days. I wanted to do some Trump stuff. I wanted to do some, you know, lots of other stuff. I actually wanted to talk about the Acolyte, wanted to talk about video games and everything. But, you know, I have been busy. It is summer festival season over here in beautiful Japan. And it's actually the Gion Matsuri is on this week. You know what? I'll bring up a picture. I'll show you. You know what? Before we get into this, I'll show you a little picture of where I went the other night. Beautiful, beautiful Kyoto in Japan. This is the Gion Matsuri, the biggest festival in Kyoto. It lasts for about a month. It's a long one. I'm going to hope to get some nice photos during the day as well, but the nighttime I quite enjoy. I think it's the most keynote. Right, let us go into this, and I guess I'll take a sip and try and slow down. All right. Let us get into this. The state of Minnesota court file on, I believe this was, yes, July 15th. Am I going to Tenjin Matsuri? Yes, I am. That's 2 weeks from now, 1 week from now. A lot of festivals in summer. But yes, I will be there. Maybe we can meet up and have some kakigori or something. Let's see. Please take notice that on July 15th, 2024 at 3 p.m. Now, this is Monday, I believe. Monday, right? Or as soon thereafter as counsel may be heard, the children pursuant to Minnesota Juvenile Protectional Procedure 42.10 will move the court to, so they are making a motion. This is their demands to the court. Now, if you've been following the Rekieta case, Rekieta was, he said that he had some good news. He was feeling good, very happy. And some people were like, what is this? What could this mean? Now, I will talk about that a little bit later. But if you take note of these court documents, and then you look at the weird tweets that came out, like this one, which came out on July, I guess this is Japan time. But basically, the timing of this weird tweet, just remember, the state hated you until you were cool. You weren't cool. You were gay. You're still gay. The government just thinks you're cool now. I still don't understand what this means. This is even more incomprehensible than the Denny's joke. But this one more or less came out around the same time that this document was, well, at least uploaded or submitted to the Minnesota District Court. So this could be the rationale, the reasoning for the reason that we have, well, that's a lot of redundancy. But this could be why there was no stream on those days, those ever so important Trump and gum days, right? That they make these. Let's have a look. So what are they demanding? What do they demand? The first demand from the Rekieta household to the state: allow the children to return home to their parents. That's their point one. 2, as less preferred alternative, allow the children to return home to live with their parents, with their grandparents also moving into the parents' residence. Now, the children are with the grandparents. So what they're saying here is, let the kids come home. If the kids can't come home, then let the kids come home with the grandparents, and we'll all live in one big happy family. I guess they'll have to kick April to the curb because she's living in their next door house, allegedly. Number 3, if the court will not allow this, either 1 or 2, allow the children to have unsupervised visits, including overnight stays. You know, it's a little marshmallow, little backyard camping in the Rekieta household with their parents. If the court won't allow 1, 2, or 3, allow the children to have supervised visits with their parents, including overnight visits, which visits would be supervised by the children's grandparents, and or grant such other relief as the court deems appropriate. So this is the first demand. Give me my kids back. I just want my kids back. That seems pretty reasonable so far. Not too bad, not too bad. You know, everyone wants their kids back. But if not, at least let the grandparents come to my house. Because it is it's so difficult to have to drive to the grandparents' house to see your children that got taken away by the big evil state. So surely the grandparents should bring them, surely we can get Uber Eats for kids and grandparents, right? They should just bring them to us because so busy, so busy, right? Well, that's the first demand. Number 2, suppressing the results of any hair follicle tests taken by the parents on the basis that those tests are protected by the attorney's work product doctrine. This one is very interesting, actually. So you might remember that Rekieta did have his drug test, the piss drug test. And this was about a week after he was arrested, and it was clean. Now, with cocaine, as I understand it, if you drink some water, or at least a decent amount of water, whatever, after a couple days, maybe 2-3 days, you will actually test clean on the piss tests. So if Rekieta said all the tests that I have taken as required by the government were clean, that could be a true statement. However, it appears that a hair follicle test was already done. Now, these hair follicle tests, they can detect, well, I guess, provided you don't cut your hair, to like shave it down to the, I guess, to, go full skinhead or something. Nick did get a haircut, though, a bit suspicious, but not really, because hair grows very slowly. But you can detect drugs as far back as 90 days, is what I understand from this. So it seems that there was a secondary test done that was not mentioned, and that is these hair follicle tests, but they were produced by the attorney work doctrine product. This means, basically, to sum this all up, the Rekieta's lawyers asked them to take a hair follicle test, hoping that it would become clean, and then they could use that as evidence that they were not doing drugs, and they could thereby get their kids back. Now, if they actually didn't do any drugs at all, that is a little bit suspicious, because what do they have? Why is all this cocaine at their house? That might even be worse, because if you're not consuming the drugs, then you'd assume that they're dealing the drugs, right? Or maybe they're just holding them for a friend. Who can say? I don't know. But that would be the basis for this attorney work product doctrine. Now, apparently this got leaked to the opposition, or to one of the CPS peoples or something, someone that probably shouldn't have actually had to get it. And fairly, that could be a non-legal obtaining of this information, which means that this could be thrown out in court. And maybe that is what they're resting their hopes on. I think this is actually the case. This is my working theory at the moment, that they were so happy because the moment where he said, like, oh, I'm so happy, this is great, is because they found out that this occurred. And they were so happy because they could strike it from the record. And if they can remove the evidence of them being on drugs, it lends a lot of credence to them getting their kids back, because they are, in the eyes of the law, but not morally, of course, because there's two sides to this. But in the eyes of the law, they would not be drug users. X-Kuma says with a 20, much appreciated. North Korean dollary-dos. He needs to send his kids back for the piss tests. The kids were just doing hair tests, I believe. As I see it. But basically, their attorney seemed to have fucked up and exposed these very bad test results to the government, because I think no one in their right mind would think that Nick would actually come back clean from one of these tests. Let's see. So demand number 3, prohibiting any parties from mentioning that the parents took any hair follicle tests on the basis that those tests are protected by the attorney work product doctrine, attorney-client privileges. It is kind of funny to me that apparently Rekieta has picked up a lawyer as skilled as himself to leak this to the opposing team. I don't know. It is kind of amusing to me. Let's see. Number 4 on the demand sheet. Removing the guardian ad litem in this matter pursuant to Rule 904.05-E on the basis that she improperly accessed the hair follicle test results that were protected by the attorney work product doctrine, and improperly shared those results with those tests with the agency and the children's attorney without having proper releases of the information. Now, as I said, there is two courts here. We have the legal system, which is a very important battle, but we have the moral system, right? The court of public opinion, which is what I deal in, because I am not a lawyer. Now, it seems that Rekieta may actually have had the government do something bad, which is leak the results of her tests. But interestingly, this does not absolve him of any of his actions. It's basically saying yes, I did the thing, but you got the thing incorrectly, so I should get away for free. Which he might. I mean, I suppose he could, right? But this is basically admitting to everything, isn't it? I mean, maybe not the child hair test should be more interesting, I think, when there's a secondary result that comes out for that. But this is not a good look. This is not a good look. And if this person, the guardian ad litem, did do this, they probably receive some sort of punishment, which I assume would probably have their responsibilities removed, or some sort of censorship, or some sort of penalty. But you could definitely make the argument that they're actually doing something wrong in the eyes of the law, but is completely morally justified because they saw something. The guardian ad litem saw something that shocked them. The parents are drug addicts. This is very important to the safety of the kids. And then they told the who is it? Was it the child's the agency? So that would be the CHIPS or whatever it is they call it over there. So they decided to go beyond their duties and around the legal system to say this thing that concerned them at the risk to themselves. So while they may have committed a crime, they may have done so for the right reasons. Interesting thought. I'd put forward. That is their number 4 demand. Number 1. Next one we've got 5. Before I go into that. So when people have been saying that the government is a big government conspiracy, I guess maybe, but they still did the bad thing. People seem to forget, like people that are in the Baldo bunker still are basically just government bad. I hate government. Government bad. Government only bad. This means Baldo man good. But I would propose to you that there is this third option. Baldo man bad, government bad. Both of these things can be true. All right, let's continue. Number 5, issue a protective order pursuant to Rule 3.07, prohibiting public access to the case, proceedings, and records that would otherwise be public on the basis that the father is a public figure, social media influencer with over 400,000 followers. The petition in this matter, including the unredacted names and dates of the birth for the minor children, have been shared on social media platforms, including YouTube. Well, I haven't shared them, so it can't be talking about me, where it has over 2,200 views. Well, whose channel are they talking about? Who got 2,200 views on this that showed Are they talking about Ralph's stream? That sounds about right. This must have been the Keel stream. Ralph, his country liar. 2,200 views does sound about right, and Ralph is lazy enough to not redact the names of the child, which I have done in every instance, I will just say. But that sounds about right, actually, so that could be that. The redacted version has over 40,000 views. So I guess he's maybe talking about like Alyssa Clips or Kino Casino or something. That, what would that be, like 20 times the amount of views that Ralph got? That's funny that the redacted versions get, like, the people that are getting the more views are the people doing the right thing by redacting the children's names. I thought that was funny. This is a really funny demand, though, because I'd just like to point out that there is this. We'll go over to the Rekieta Law analytics on views stats, and you can see that in the last, let's go to 28 days. In the last 28 days, the Baldo Führer has lost over 5,000 subs. Now, why is that important? If you lose, approximately 5 to 10,000, because it kind of averages out that way, a month, and if this trial takes, say, let's say, 8 to 10 months, which is pretty typical, right? Before this trial is over, he could go below 400,000 subscribers. I mean, he's currently at what? 440,000 subs. He only needs, what is this, like 8 weeks? Is that, wait, hold on a second. You never do math on stream. That's a bad move. But this document could be outdated by the time this goes to trial. We don't know. Well, maybe not before it goes to trial, because I think the first trial is August 27th or something. But imagine that. Imagine that, Your Honor, we've got a motion to update our amendment. It's like, what is that, Your Honor? Well, you see, my Honor, Your Honor, sorry. My client, at the time of the filing, we said he had 400,000 subscribers. I regret to inform you he's down to 300,000 subscribers. He's irrelevant, Your Honor, and we need to amend our pleading to just correct the record on this and tell you that he actually has under 400K. I just thought that was funny. I just thought that was a little bit of a silly situation that could actually occur. All right. Next page. This is only, wait, there's 4 pages here? Okay. All right. This is the second page. Oh, there's 2 documents here. Okay. They've got another demand. Order the agency to provide the following discovery. So this is their discovery demands. Chain of custody records relating to the children's hair follicle tests. Instrument printouts from the Omega Laboratories. That sounds pretty cool. I wish I worked at Omega Laboratories, including what is this? Chromatograms. I don't know what that is. Is that the tests, or I don't know. I don't know what program. Someone that's smarter than me in the chat, they can tell me what chromatograms are. Positive and negative controls relating to the children's hair follicle tests. Standard operating procedure manual for Omega Laboratories. Curriculum vitae for all Omega Laboratories scientists who tested the children's hair samples. They literally are going to go to their manager. Get this. I want your CV. Give me your CV. I'm going to check your references. Hey, look, Omega Laboratories. One of your scientists used to work in Dairy Queen when they were 18. Can you give me a reference check? Would they ever like clean the ice cream machine? Now, come on now. Error rates for the Omega Laboratories. Blanks relating to the children's hair follicle tests, and control relating to the hair follicle tests. So what they want to do here is they want to put the test results in doubt, and also show how they got the chain of custody. They want to show how the tests were obtained, and hopefully they can strike this from the record as well. That would be the play, I would imagine. Now, people in chat are saying maybe that's ridiculous. Like they're asking for the CV. I assume they're saying this is actually pretty standard. Like if you're going to question an expert's opinion, if you want to discredit them, you want to have all the information available so that you can bring up, present your own expert and tell them why they're wrong, dumb, and silly. But I would just like to say that this list of demands is pretty outrageous, really. It's basically, I want this now. I want my kids back. I want you to just discard all those tests. I want you to suppress everything because I'm a YouTuber and I've got 400,000 subscribers. And I want to see this person's manager at Omega Laboratories. I find it hard to believe that a lot of these will be released. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that a lot of these demands will be met. I assume that like the custody thing, that's probably not going to happen. So number 1 is right out, I would imagine. Suppressing the hair follicle test from the parents. I think this could happen. If it was actually the attorney work product doctrine, then absolutely they could get this stricken from the record for the parents' hair follicle tests. Prohibiting any parties from mentioning that the parents took hair follicle tests, that I would assume that would be connected to the previous one, so I imagine that would happen too. Removing the guardian ad litem in this matter. Maybe. If it can be proved that they improperly access these tests, then that could absolutely happen. Let's see. Issue the protective order. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that their 5th demand is going to happen. So far, there apparently 10 attorneys have signed affidavits saying that this is a matter of public interest. Nick himself is on the record saying that all court documents should be available to the public so that it is easier for people to check there's no government shenanigans going on, which is what he's actually claiming in this case. So it would be an important part of his defense. I really don't see that happening. For the chain of discovery relating to the children's hair follicle tests, I'd assume that since the children were taken from the government, that they don't need the parents' permission to take these tests at all. So I would imagine that a lot of these would not actually be granted, but I'm not sure. It might just come out in discovery. We might have to just see. Let me see. There was a chat I wanted to address. Let me see if I can still find it. Uncivil Law says, whatever happened to the body cam footage, by the way? So the body cam footage is basically on the way, but it's going at the speed of government. You can't really tell, government doesn't just say like, I'll have this for you right now. They have sent CDs with photographs and I believe audio recordings already, as I understand it. And they are, their last statement that was given to Null of the Kiwi Farms was that they are waiting for their techs to put it onto the hard drive, which could still, like the actual thumb drive, which could mean they're still working on actually censoring the minors' images on that. But basically, the government has it. They're working on it. They've been paid for it. And it will be sent to Null eventually. I would imagine maybe this week or next week, probably. But I mean, it has to go through the mail system. Like they're actual boomers, and they have to go down to the Walmart, buy like a 2 megabyte or whatever, like thumb drive, plug it in, download it all, mail it to Josh's lawyer. Then he's got to upload it to Rumble. So it could be any day, but it could be, 2 more weeks. Who could say? Who can say? Let me see. And Exhumus said, won't mentioning that he has a YouTube with 400,000 subscribers be a good argument for why the trial should be streamed as a public interest? I wouldn't think it would help his case. I don't think that the Minnesota court would actually understand what this means. Because the argument here is kind of implied for most of us, right? So it's the argument is I have over 400,000 subscribers, which means that so many people are going to be interested in me. That means they're going to be scrutinizing me to the 9th degree, and also they're going to be making fun of me. So surely, out of your own public decency, shouldn't you make my case private and all my details private, because I don't want to be made fun of? But the boomer judge might not understand that, and they might say, well, first of all, no, why should we make this private? And second of all, they might take that argument saying, well, if you do have this many subscribers, then maybe you are a public figure that people are interested in. Remember, Johnny Depp didn't get any privacy, or like Amber Heard didn't get any privacy, shitting on people's beds. Everyone knows that now. So it'd be interesting to see. I would assume that since his previous pleas for privacy have been denied by the judge, not only have they been denied, but the judge also kind of basically made fun of them, saying like, look, you even quoted the wrong statute here, so no. I wouldn't see them changing their tune right now. So I would think that it's not going to be suppressed. Although, since there is a real law in the chat, and there's actually a couple of real lawyers in the chat. I saw MLS saying hi. Let's see. He says, Kurt Uncivil Law says, the requests for the info about the test and info on the people that did the test sounds pretty normal. That's all discoverable. Yep, that's what I had assumed. The text will have to take the sound, so background info is fair. Yep, that makes sense. I would agree with that. All right. Getting too excited. I need to slow down. I'm a law blogger. That's right. This is my law blog. Notice of hearing. So this is the second document. Let's see. Again, it's pretty hard to read here, so we'll have to go through this a bit slowly, and then we're going to get into something a bit more funny, I would say. In the matter of the welfare of the children, Kayla and Nick Rackets, you are hereby notified that the hearing in the above entitled manner will take place in court on the following place, date, and time: August 7th. 2024, pre-trial motion hearing at 9 a.m. I wonder if they'll live stream that. That'd be fun. I guess you set your clocks right. That's only a couple weeks away. You are expected to appear at the above time and place, prepared to review the parents' legal custodians and or children's progress on the planned case and service provided by the social service agencies and the best interests of the children. It is recommended the attorney and clients and parents should contact each other at least 3 days prior to the hearing to discuss the report of the social workers and the guardian ad litem. If you fail to appear at the hearing, like if you just can't get up to that day, if you just can't get out of bed, like, look, maybe you've got a lot of Star Trek to watch, you're up to that really good episode. When the Borg starts showing up, that's when it gets good, right? That's when it starts getting really interesting. Actually, I can't even remember most episodes of Star Trek. I was more of a DS9 Voyager guy because of my age, right? My dad tried to get me into the original series because he's a big Trekkie. But I always liked the Next Generation more because I was filtered by the old style of the old graphics. I like the new shiny consoles, basically. So I did watch a lot of the Next Generation, but I was kind of more like a teen when DS9 came out, and that's when I really enjoyed. Also, very, very Kino intro for that one. Let's see. If you fail to appear at the hearing, the court may conduct the hearing without you, and the court may find that the factual allegations and statutory grounds set forth in the petition have been approved, and the court may enter an order granting the relief requested in the petition, which may include, I think this is removing the children from their home and the parent or legal custodian, and placing the children in foster care, permanently severing the parents' rights pursuant to termination of the parents' rights petition, permanently transferring the children's legal and physical custody to a relative, and or an order for permanent placement of the children. So basically, don't miss this court case. Otherwise, you might get your kids taken away. I would imagine this is only an extreme measure that would only happen to the worst parents. Like if you're like a five-time abusive like parent or something like that. I imagine that if Nick actually missed this case, he would probably be very heavily penalized, but I don't think it would be like, all right, you just lose your kids forever. That being said, I don't think he'll miss that date, but it would be very, very bad if he did. Very, very bad. All right, and what do we have here? What do we have here? We just, just want to check. Okay, just adults' names here. Good stuff, good stuff. Right, so this is the Guardium ad litem's exhibit list in the matter of the welfare of the children. The Guardium ad litem may introduce or rely upon hair follicle test results for Kayla Rekieta and Nicholas Rekieta from the Minnesota Monitoring Incorporated. Now, you may remember, you may notice, that is one of the items that they are demanding be redacted because they claiming it is protected by a attorney work product doctrine. So, interesting. We'll see what the judge decides on this. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. Because I think, like, while I don't put any stock into the bad government conspiracy, just trying to pick on innocent small lawyer man who likes Trump, basically. While I don't believe that narrative, it is interesting to me that these test results may have been improperly acquired. And if that's what Nick is saying, because Nick is saying like, oh, this is going to be so funny when I tell you the story. These test results are impossible. They just didn't happen, sort of thing. If this is actually shared improperly, he does have a pretty good argument here, in my opinion. Let me see. So that's what the Guardium ad litem may use is the hair follicle test from the parents, which would absolutely prove drug use. These tests can detect drugs, cocaine metabolites as far back as 90 days, which is obviously, I think we all know that he's had at least something within 90 days. You just have to look back a couple, like 2 months now, I think. Was it 2 months or 1 month? It was the coke stream. Not sure. Anyway, the second item. Any and all documents, pleadings, and or exhibits previously filed with the court involving one or more of the children who are subject of this matter, whether the court file or any other related or relevant court file, any and all court orders in this court file or any other court matter involving one or more of the parties or one or more of the children who are subject to this matter, and any exhibits listed and submitted via Minnesota Digital Exhibit System by any of the parties involved in this matter. There you go. He sounded all coked up last stream. Well, we're going to actually watch the first 15, 20 minutes of tonight's stream because I think it's a little bit interesting. That's what we're going to get into next. But that is the documents you got there. If you're just joining us, be sure to like the stream. It does help out. Say hi in chat if you'd be so kind. But the summing up of this is there is a demand letter from the Rekietas to the government. They want their kids back. And if they can't have their kids back, then they want the parents to come, or the grandparents to come with the kids back to their house and all live in one big house. And at least if they can't have that, at least they want to have sleepovers, which seems pretty reasonable, right? If their house is clean, I suppose. They also want the hair follicle test from the parents suppressed because they are claiming that they are a product of the attorney work product doctrine, which means that it's attorney-client privileges, basically. Their own lawyer got them to take a drug hair test that they were not supposed to share with the defense, or I guess it'd be the prosecution. And they somehow got it. The Guardium ad litem got this hair follicle test, which obviously is bad. Otherwise, they wouldn't need to suppress it. And they are now claiming that this person has done a baddie. They've broken the law to share this, which may be the case. But it doesn't help their case very much either, basically, in my opinion. And also they want to be suppressed because he's a big YouTube man and you should just do what he says. That's basically what that document says. All right. Let's see. Where shall we go to next? This one. We'll go right into the stream. This is going to be a bit of a chuckle fest. We're going to see first stream back, I guess, for like the last... how many days was it? Like, it's like... Let me check. Okay, so there was a stream 6 days ago and then 2 weeks ago. I guess he's very busy, with all those kids running around in his house. He doesn't have time to stream. Like some of the most important information that's ever happened, like the Baldwin case and that Trump almost being assassinated. All right. Let's, I guess we'll just go from the beginning. And we'll just see what happens. And I think, as I recall, after Barnes shows up, it's not that interesting. So it's about the first First like 15 minutes basically. So we'll go from there and we'll just see what we think. Shit, hold on. Boomerang. There we go. All right, we'll start from here. Let me know how the audio sounds. Yeehaw! Trump and guns is back on the menus, boys. Now, it's not anything conclusive. Oh, it's muted. Thank you. Thank you, boys. It was actually muted. My bad. My bad. All right. We'll restart. All right. If you want to make fun of me, get it in now. Get it in now. No sound. Yep. Actually is this time. Yep. Okay, good. All right.
Oh boy, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lost Planning the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law.
That nose sounds a bit blocked. Maybe he's fighting a cold or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna. Does anyone else see that? Like, let's just listen to this as we go through this. Sounds a bit congested. And again, this is not any solid evidence or anything. I'm just saying it's a little bit funny. It's a little bit funny that a man that is on trial for cocaine charges sounds a little bit congested. Allergies. Yeah, I mean, it's allergies, right?
Law firm in central Minnesota. And how wild it is that my old ass intro that probably needs to be updated.
Allergy season. Well, he is allergic to heat, and he is summer, I suppose. So he has to go outside. What a terrible fate.
So fucking appropriate. Isn't that funny? Like hilarious. Isn't it just really fucking great that the Democrats have been demagoguing the murder of Donald Trump or whatever for so fucking long. And Donald Trump, what he did was he said...
We might have to get past the Trump and guns stuff before he starts talking about the things I actually want to talk about. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's the first 15 minutes.
Fight like hell for your rights, of course. Fight like hell for your rights is what he asked people to do.
Colombian flu could be.
And that was enough to apparently make Trump guilty of inciting an insurrection in Democrats who wanted to remove him from office and punish him for the rest of fucking time. But all of their rhetoric is suddenly okay.
He said erection, right? Was that just like Freudian slip, or I thought he was going to make a gay joke there, like he always does, but I think it was just a slip. He's rigging my erection, right? Maybe it's a Chris Chan reference. I'm not sure. He has been infected by Magic Chan, so it is possible.
It's all just fine. None of them were actually talking about killing Donald Trump or anything like that. And now, of course, they condemn. Oh my God, condemn.
Okay, we'll check out. I'll save this timestamp and we'll take it out at the end of this one. So I'll say that.
Do you? Well, I'll be consistent and I'll say that unless someone was actually orchestrating the assassination of Donald Trump, their political opinions should be 100% protected. Consistency is hard.
Did he cut his hand opening
hard like an incited erection? But that being said, we've got a lot to talk about. I was not around as all this news fucking broke. Gordon G says, so now you're Trump. What are you talking about?
Okay, so first, pause it here. I mean, I'm the one pressing pause, so I don't need anyone to pause it for me. He said he wasn't around. I'm going to press X to doubt on that because he did say, he said, are you going to stream today? Someone asked him and he said, yes. And he didn't stream. He did stream today, but previously when all this when it was a bit more time relevant, right? Like when the actual assassination attempt happened, somebody asked him, are you going to stream today? And I had it open before. I think I closed it. Yeah, I closed it. And he said, yes. And then he just disappeared. And I would put forward that it just so happened that that's exactly the time that the Minnesota public reporter dropped some more documents on him. I really think he's actually like gun shy at this point, where every time he's about to go live, this dude in the courthouse just publishes more documents. He's just like, well, let's just say I wasn't around again because I'm so busy, like, driving my, oh shit. I mean, cleaning the house, oh shit. Like, setting up my background.
About homie.
How's it going, Andrew?
I'm literally talking about the fact that Democrats demagogue the murder of their political opponents all the time. But when Trump said fight like hell, he was guilty of a crime. But now none of them have anything to do with the assassination attempt. I'm no way comparing myself to Donald Trump. I have both ears still. That was rude. Poor Donald. He'll probably get that thing fixed, though. Ears? I don't even need ears. I don't need to hear what other people's opinions are. They're not very good. I've seen opinions. I've heard opinions.
Couple of good. I mean, judge for yourself. Is it the Colombian flu or is it allergy season? We don't know.
Opinions, they really say, I've talked to a lot of people. I've got great opinions about things, but yeah, it's amazing.
I know I said that I was only gonna watch the first 15 minutes, but this is a long 15 minutes. Like I can't remember exactly when the Trump stuff ends, but there was something. Yeah, I remember.
To see this happen and to see kind of just
minutes.
the difference in how everything changes, changing a D to an R or an R to a D. And you keep wanting the country to like get past that, the news media, you keep wanting people to get past these things.
Speed it up 2 times. Yeah, we'll go to 1.5 speed until it gets.
And I'll be honest about it, and that's fine. And they're still like, no, we're fair and balanced. Well, as we know about fair and balanced, that's one way to tip the fucking scales.
Oh, spicy. Actually, I forgot about that one. Hold on, let me go back.
We know about fair and balanced. We're fair and balanced. Well, as we know about fair and balanced, that's one way to tip the fucking scales.
Calling the woman, I mean, look, you were the man that were trying to cheat on your wife with fair and balanced because she was drunk on your stream, and then the documents and then the DMs got leaked. Does anyone have those? Like, does someone in chat actually have those screen caps? Like, if you don't remember this, Fair and Balanced is she was a news reporter. I think she got replaced by Megan Fox after Megan Fox replaced Fair and Balanced. Basically, they're kind of like they serve similar roles on Rekieta's stream. And I like both of them, actually. I like Megan Fox and I like Fair and Balanced. But anyway, so Fair and Balanced would go on Nick's stream a lot, and Nick would flirt with her a lot, which is interesting because he says he doesn't like any woman that isn't really, rail thin, essentially. But they had a real massive drunk stream. I think Andrew jumped on that. Like, is that right, Andrew? Weren't you on that stream, like, briefly? And then you, like, dipped out when they were, like, really drunk, if I'm remembering that correctly. But Farron got really drunk, and she tilted back and kicked her legs up, and she was wearing short shorts, and it was a little bit revealing, very embarrassing. I think that was the last time she went on Nick's show. I could be wrong, though. But anyway, it turns out that she was messaging, somebody that was referred to as Nova in the messages. I'm not sure if they're the same Nova that's in the chat right now, but it could be. Anyway, and Farron claims, and this is well before the swinging allegations really were made public, that Farron was saying that Nick was saying to her that he's interested in swinging, like his wife is interested in swinging. So this was like the first kind of public kind of evidence. I mean, going to the Jamaican island was a pretty big tell in retrospect. And I remember seeing these leaked DMs. Then send it to me, Nova. Send me the copy. Send me the copy. I'll read them on stream. Yeah, you're attempting to end the stream. Well, no good deed goes unpunished. But basically he admits to swinging with his wife to Farron, and it seemed like he was hinting to try and get Farron to swing with them. And then, like, I think she just disappeared forever after that. Like, I mean, I think she got like a real job and she kind of deleted her YouTube channels and stuff, but I'm not sure. All right. So all the leaks were true. Yeah. The funny thing is that it was actually all true. And I remember I was actually coping about it. I was saying my cope at that stage was like, well, maybe he's drunk and he's trying to be a bit flirty and he's maybe trying to get some nudes or something. I don't think he's actually swinging, but oh man, it was obvious. In retrospect, it seems all so obvious, right? Well, that's the first little interesting nugget that comes in this stream. I don't know if you want to make enemies with people, though, like when you've got all this information out about you, because if Farron has that little information about him, what else did she not share? She probably has a lot on Nick that she decided to just disappear from the internet from. It's probably not a good idea to antagonize her at this point, or anyone really, because a lot of people might start coming out of the woodwork. Oh wait, do I have a DM? Let's see. Is this the DM that I was asking for? Let's have a look. What ones do you want? I want the ones that just say that he was just the really salacious one, the one where it says like Farron says that Nick said that his wife wanted to swing, or that he wanted to swing with his wife or something. Will if you can send those to me in a DM, that'd be good, and I'll continue this and we'll read them as they go.
But that's none of my business. Anyway, how's it going, guys?
Good idea to share that, like, because you know what? There's a lot of people that may have never heard this story. If you've never heard this story before, put a 1 in chat. Because by doing this little slight at Farron, he's just exposing more people to the information. Yeah, just slide into my DMs. So, like, why would you even mention any of this? It's just not helping. A lot of people, a lot of ones. I'm actually only seeing one so far. You guys didn't know about this? There's like one person that says they have known about it so far. Yeah, like, you know, he claims to hate. Like, he only likes non-fat yogurt, right? But then it's interesting that he seems to be hitting on all these women that are, you know, apparently not in the body type that he's looking for. Kind of strange little thing, you know. Interesting. I just thought I'd throw that in.
How are you? Correction 101. 18 months as a member, says looking and sounding good. Nikki, hey, thanks, brother. And Moncor has been a member for 40 fucking months.
That's a long time to be in the Baldo bunker. It's a long time. You're down there. There's not many people left down there, by the way. They're like, the dust is coming from the ceiling. You know, there's like those big bangs. You can like those, like, in the background you can hear them. He's just sitting there in the bunker. And they're like, Mein Führer, they're clipped in Waffer. They're flying over. They're dropping the. I don't know. I need to think. It's a bit funnier things to talk about.
Very much. Oh man, there's so much to talk about. Mainly tonight. Robert Barnes is supposed to be joining me in a little bit. Hope.
Better call Barnes. Here we go.
Waiting for.
Oh man, I found
waiting
something funny
for him to become available.
You guys are going to like this when we get to it.
Another way, just in case.
You guys are going to like this. Trust me.
So give me a second. But Robert Barnes should be joining me to talk about...
Back to 1.2 of high speed. We got to get through this.
To talk about Donald Trump's assassination attempt, to talk about the Baldwin-Brady violation, because this thing is really amazing. Baldwin's Brady violation is a manslaughter case, a man's laughter case, getting thrown out because the government fucked up. And that's how it should be.
I can't remember what he says here, but I'm going to wager a guess. He's going to say, interesting. The government can fuck up. If the government can fuck up in this case, well, you know, maybe. I'm just saying. I mean, the government can make mistakes, absolutely. But it's going to be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard to say that the government fucked up so much that they slipped cocaine into your house and got you to take it on stream. That's going to be a bit of a stretch.
And I'm of the, people are going to obviously talk to me about my bias here, but that's fine. I've been this way for a long time. I'm actually of the opinion that government fuck-ups should always end up with the type of result that Alec Baldwin got. I don't care about the politics of the person involved.
Oh, cool. I mean, yeah, of course you'd say that, right? And maybe they should, but I'm just saying it's a bit of a colored opinion. Yeah, Baldwin gets away with everything. That must be nice. That must be nice, eh? I don't see it happening though. Don't cite the deep law to me. I was there. Wow, you're a member for 23 months. That's almost 2 years. Holy shit. That's a long time.
Don't care about
Must
the crime.
Be the originals.
If the government fucks up in your criminal prosecution, your case should be dismissed. Now, there's something called a harmless error doctrine, which is the catch-all for a lot of prosecutors not being good at their job. And that's where, oh, well, we did fuck up, but it didn't harm the other party. And that harm is narrowly defined as somehow like infringing an enumerated constitutional right and nothing else. And so oftentimes prosecutors will fuck up like crazy and they'll skirt by on this harmless error doctrine, and judges who are too fucking afraid to actually hold the prosecution's office and the police accountable. But here in this case, they fucked up. And when you fuck up as the government, you got to go. You got to go. So we'll be talking to Robert Barnes. Hopefully,
I actually do kind of agree with that opinion, by the way. The government has so much power over the average person that if they make these if they're so lax that these mistakes happen, they probably should be held to a higher standard. I would like to say that, because I don't like the government by any means necessary, but I had put forward that perhaps Nick is in the wrong and the government is in the wrong as well. Although it seems like they've done the right move by taking his kids away because it was a dangerous household. But they may have done a few whoopsies with taking information they shouldn't have.
About Trump's assassination attempt, what it means, what the rhetoric and temperature is. We'll also be talking about Baldwin, Brady, and other stuff. But while we wait, I guess I have a special update for you guys. Something I'm not.
Here we go. That was how long did it take us to get through 6 minutes? It felt like a long time. It felt like a real long time.
Not normally doing because I have to talk very carefully about my own personal issues because court is ongoing. And so I have to be very careful. But I do want to correct something that is
it's time to correct the record because you're too stupid. You were too stupid to understand that he did what he did. Okay. Let's let him explain it to us.
What I'll call a misunderstanding of Minnesota law that was released yesterday. All right. So if you have not heard, some documents in my case just keep getting released. It's amazing. It's very, very interesting how that keeps happening. But that being said,
I mean, it's certainly very entertaining. I will say that.
Particular set of documents came out, and people don't understand how Minnesota law works. So I will politely correct them because no one.
Okay. All right. So my understanding of Minnesota, my understanding of Minnesota law was that you couldn't give kids cocaine. That's my understanding. Now I could be wrong. I'm not an American. Let's see how this turns out, though.
No one should know this. No one should know how this works. Goody, this stream is actually not live on Rumble because Rumble thinks I have a stream going somewhere. I don't know where it is, but they just do. But people don't understand how Minnesota family law works and juvenile protection matters. So I'm going to explain it in very high level, no specifics about my case, because I want people to understand what they're seeing a little bit. So what was released or leaked in my case are what's called long-term placement plans. And Minnesota has a rule.
Oh my God. I kind of forgot about this, even though I saw the stream earlier. Like full disclosure, the stream was very boring. So I was kind of listening to other streams while I was listening to this. So maybe my recording of the notes was slightly inaccurate, but it's brutal to get through these streams. So yeah, it sounds like what he's about to say is that so when some of the documents that got leaked was showing these child protection orders from 2009, a long time ago, and this was relating to a foster care child. So it seems like he's going to explain that the foster care child was from a long time ago. It wasn't me, so you're all dumb and you don't understand how the legal process works. Now, what he's doing here is he's attacking the weakest argument to make it seem like this is all ridiculous, okay? Like, well, you were too stupid to realize that this document from 2009 isn't even about me. It's about another kid. Therefore, I didn't do the drugs. Oh, okay. Thank you, lawyer man. You did it. You proved it. We did it. Case dismissed.
In child custody matters, Minnesota has a timer,
let's see, though.
A very strict timer that by 364 days from the time that a child is removed from parents' custody, the government has to have already made all of their decisions about what will happen with the child. So what they do is to get around the fact that doing all this takes a lot of time. And some people will be like compliant for a long time and then screw up at the end, or be really big screw ups at the beginning and be compliant at the end. They have to go ahead and do what's called concurrent planning. So what you have,
all right, I got the DMs that I wanted.
What's happening?
So
in reality.
I'll read that after.
And then
we
the
get
government
this,
also has to generate these
whatever
long-term care plans, typically out of home placement plans, in the event that they need to keep the children for longer than this 364-day timeline. Okay. They have to have this filed, and there are deadlines. Our deadline for the government filing those plans in my case was July 9th, which is why they were filed on that date. Now, what people erroneously think, and this again is not anyone's fault because you wouldn't know this. Normally, you'd never even see this shit. No one would see this shit in a normal case, but it's me, so it's not normal. Normally, what would happen is these plans would be filed, but there's also what's actually going on, which isn't actually filed. And I know that sounds weird, but that's because there's no necessity of filing it. So people automatically, they saw these documents, and some people assumed that these long-term care plans were the actual trajectory for the placement of my children. I can happily say that that's not true because these long-term care plans are fucking horrifying.
But this isn't anything. This is the nobody cares about these long-term childcare plans. This isn't anything. This isn't anything that proves or helps your case about having the drugs, using the drugs around children, being a danger to those around you, including people that are vulnerable. It doesn't have anything to do with the child that tested positive for cocaine. It doesn't have anything. This is just misdirection. Oh, look over here. Oh, you didn't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand the long-term child care plan. This is nothing. Oh, but you're too stupid to understand his court case. This is just, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, we'll take a brief intermission to read. These are the documents I was looking for. So this is the messages that he got that was shared or leaked from Farron. Let's see. So the internet will never let you forget it. This is after the drunk stream, I believe. You cannot tell anyone I told you this. Wait, hold on a second. We got to do this right. We got to do this right. Where am I? There it is. All right. You cannot tell anyone I told you this. Anytime somebody says you cannot tell anybody this, 100% of the time it's going to get leaked. So just don't share the information. If you cannot tell anyone, don't share the information. You cannot tell anyone I told you this. Like no one. Of course. Oh, you rat. You rat. Of course. Oh dear. Sorry. I've forgotten about the exact wording of these texts. Don't tell anyone. Absolutely. This is a secret, but all right. That night of the infamous drunk stream with him and I. ... Oh. We were up until 7 a.m. talking, and he admitted his wife wants to swing. They were at Swinger Island. That's hedonism 2 in Jamaica. And he's building a sex room and all this shit. Yes, I'm not sure he was actually in the process of building it, but he had mentioned that he was trying to get a contractor to come around and build a soundproof sex dungeon. But apparently no contractor would take the case. But if it was just a funny joke, right? It was all just a funny joke. That's a nice little defense, isn't it? Anytime you say anything, just like, well, I assumed it was a joke. You guys should have known. Let's see. I just laughed it off, but I've never looked at him the same. Part of me thinks it's her and he's trying to go along with it. Now, people have said that Kayla started this whole wife swapping thing because she thought that that's what he wanted. But who can say, right? It's between them. The texter responds, yeah, I'm not surprised. Haha, midlife crisis is a real thing. I think it's her too. Haha, she is a firecracker in response to Nick's wife. When was this taken, right? This was taken just after the drunk stream. Does anyone remember the date of this? This is, I guess, after the hedonism trip, but before any of the real degenerate stuff started on the stream. Probably it's post-Boulder, but I can't remember. Oh no, Kurt, this one's directed at you, I suppose. Billy Oki says, for $2 Singaporean, don't tell anyone. I got Kurt's feet pics. Oh wait, oh no, Kurt, is it true? Have you leaked the feet pics? Are you on WikiFeet? You're gonna have to delete everything, Nick. Oh, sorry, Kurt. Sorry about that. I didn't want to refer to you as Nick. That's a fate worse than anything, right? All right. Wait until we get to this Aaron shit. This is wild, by the way. This Aaron Cope stream. I'm gonna save that for last. That's some wild shit though. Where were we? Let's continue.
Have nothing to do with where.
Make sure I'm not muted. Yeah, okay.
We are right now. Now, obviously, I can't talk about any of this stuff, any of the dates or anything like that. But just know that my children will be returning home much sooner than people think. And I get, again,
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, bros. BP, you degenerate. It says, I have actual feet pics. It's actually true you do. That's because I don't wear shoes in the snow. But you better not share them, you weirdo. Even though I've actually shared them before as well. Wait, hold on. BP, I've got something for you actually. It's how to hit the fish with. Wait, hold on. I've got to download this. Oh no! Wait a second. Hold on a sec. Hold on a second. There we go. I got to download this shit. There we go. This will help BP in the Australian wilderness. Here you go. This is how we fish in Australia. Oh shit! Can we play this? There we go. Hit him with the boomerang. There you go. There you go. Goddamn Discord. Always opening weird things. All right. Let us go back into that. Let's go back.
I'm not faulting people for
Poor fish. What the fuck? Have you never gone fishing? Whatever.
misunderstanding the law, misunderstanding the documents that they're seeing, and misunderstanding the process. And for coming up with very, very negative conclusions about me because they only get one side of the story. And I have two options. I can try and sell you my side of the story and possibly jeopardize or compromise my own case. I could do that.
I mean, you could just say you didn't do it. I'm not sure how it's going to jeopardize your case if you didn't do the thing, right? If you didn't give the kids the Coke, you could probably say, without any real repercussions, I did not give the kids Coke. That seems pretty reasonable to me, but I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, man, right?
Or I can do all my...
What the fuck? Am I going to have to ban Kurt from the chat? I will step on lasagna for cash? That's vile. Don't talk about your weird fetishes in my chat. This is a family show.
talking in court outside of very specific factual matters that I can that don't have any impact. And for me to say that these long-term care plans were filed on July 9th because that's when the timeline was, and that we are nowhere near that long-term care trajectory. In fact, we have a much faster timeline. There's nothing wrong with me saying that. Now, of course, anything can change, right? Like, this is child custody and the government has a lot of leeway. For example, if I go on a giant meth bender, probably going to
I don't know if you want to say that, man. Like, especially after you said, like, I don't think you should give kids cocaine. You wish people $1 million, they get $1 million. Maybe you shouldn't be using those words. Let's go back a bit.
for change, right? Like, this is child custody and the government has a lot of leeway. For example, if I go on a giant meth bender, probably going to change the timeline and move towards that other long-term planning.
Quick, like, just knock on wood, Nick. Just I don't care if it's meme magic or something. Just knock on wood. Just do it. You got wood
But
right
assuming
behind you.
everything remains the same, it won't be anywhere fucking near that. So I just wanted to clear that up because I know, like, there's some people out there who just genuinely don't understand Minnesota family law, especially juvenile protection. It's a highly specialized practice area.
Yeah, like your lawyer, for example, who submitted the wrong statute to try and suppress the information that the judge actually said, like, no, this is denied. It remains public. And also the statute you're quoting is not for juvenile law. So yeah, a lot of people don't understand it, including yourself and your actual lawyer. So maybe you should have picked a better lawyer. But I guess might be tight over there. Lawyers are expensive after all. But you know what? 2 months off on locals. If you subscribe for the whole year, 2 months off on Rekieta locals.
And if you're not in it, you're just not going to know. And then there's some other, like, fat, lumpy retards out there who are reading documents thinking that they're making some sort of bold statement and they're making grandiose stuff while trying to deflect from their own problems.
Well, I'm not fat and lumpy, so I can assume that he's probably talking about potentially Sean. Sean's a good boy. He didn't do nothing wrong, I will say. And Sean is actually a practicing attorney, so he might have a little bit more information than you do. just because he's not sweeping, and just because he's actually saying Coke is bad for kids, I don't know if that makes his legal opinions inadequate. I don't know. I think Sean's a pretty smart guy. He's a pretty sharp guy. I'm gonna probably take Sean's opinion after it. PPP. Could be the Kino Casino. I think he's talking about Sean in particular, though. That would be my guess.
Like, those people are out there too. You'll have to figure out who those people are. I just know that generally speaking, that happens. But
there's a fat lumpy retard about to join the stream. Not my stream, Nick's stream.
in my case, I also know the truth. And unfortunately, for me, I guess, is
wait, I got a clip for that. Wait, let me go back.
I also know the truth. And
The truth. Oh, okay. You know, but there's something we've got to remember about the truth, right?
Of course you did. But there's the truth and the truth.
We're gonna hear Nick's truth. He's gonna tell his truth, her story. It's gonna be Nick's recounting of reality. That's the truth. The truth. All right.
unfortunately, for me, I guess, is I can't share that truth with you until everything's fine.
It's his truth. Jesus Christ. His truth. He's going to share his truth. It's not true. It's not true.
Fucking lockdown. Until the court cases are resolved, it's just too damn risky. And in fact, I can't even really talk about people in these cases and the shit that I've seen happen, or the shit that has been done.
You accused the guardian ad litem of perjury. I can't talk about anyone in this case, but let me tell you about those lying government employees. Holy shit. Did they just... What the fuck? Yeah, you shouldn't be talking about all of them, but you are. Zip it. That's good advice. Zip it.
People saying stuff either publicly or privately. I can't talk about any of that because any of these potential witnesses that are out there, obviously I can't make anything that could be seen in any way as some sort of intimidation or threat or whatever. No matter if they do it or not, I can't, because the government will fist me if I do. So when people are...
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to say that, like, he'd enjoy that, because like, he's so in deep on these the gay jokes. It's all lean into it, right? I'll lean into those jokes. Just like Vito. Great idea. Great advice.
Talking to a friend, they're like, well, you could share your side of the story, like just on these things. And I'm like, no,
very
I
true. Sean's just
can't.
big boned.
I can't talk about any of this stuff. And I do have to let people just kind of say what they're going to say. And it sucks, but that's the wise thing to do.
It is, but you've already failed in this, right? The not saying anything was a good idea if you had listened to your own advice.
So again, there are obviously exceptions. I've talked, like even today, I've talked about something in my case. What I'm talking about is highly specific, specifically fact-oriented, and a general principle of Minnesota law. And I'm happy to say that people's speculation about that, while again founded in their own knowledge and their own access to information, is fine. It just happens to be incorrect. So
okay, so the long care. So people are making, like, again, this is just picking the weakest argument, attacking it, destroying it, to show you why you're too stupid to understand the legal system, while not addressing any of the actual concerns people have, which is the child endangerment and the overall degeneracy, which is just essentially confirmed. It's as good as confirmed, because we saw most of it on stream, and we're going to see it on the body camera footage when it comes out, which could be any day now. Not going to be, well, it's not going to be a good day in the bunker, but it'll be an interesting day for the rest of us. It is honestly, it's a very sad situation, but what can you do but laugh, right?
But all that,
Nick always straws,
those
man. Yeah,
updates will
like
come
it's really
reality
obvious
settles into
as
place
it goes on.
and court cases are wrapped up, and it'll be great. So, cheers to all of you, though.
Again, if you're like actually in the camp, by the way, he says like, well, I don't want to I can't talk about this now, but after it's done, I'm going to talk about it and tell you everything. That's never going to happen. What's actually going to happen is, if Nick gets away with a victory, and like, again, like looking at the documents that we saw today, it is very possible that the hair follicle tests obtained by the guardian ad litem from the parents was actually privileged information, as it was the attorney work product doctrine product, right? It's very possible that that gets removed. So let's say Nick gets off on a technicality, which again doesn't absolve him in the court of public morality, right? But let's say he does get off on it. He's never going to talk about the case again. It's going to be, look, guys, it was very stressful. I just don't want to put it behind me. It's over now. We got everything. It's just time to move on. So that's the bait, right? Like, you keep your audience by saying, I promise I'll tell you this as soon as it's done. The second it's done, look, I think we should just move on, right? It's been a long time. It's never going to happen.
Taking such an interest in my life. Again, I really hope I really hope that one day I get to tell the entire fucking story
No, you don't.
in some capacity, unshackled by the specter of lawsuits that are ongoing. So,
this plays very well to the I hate the government audience, though. It plays really well to them. They're just like, oh yeah, bad government. Of course, Nick, he's fighting a good fight. He's fighting a good fight. I hate government too. And I personally do hate the government, but I am pretty pro government saving children. So, it's a bit of the dichotomy of man, right? It's a bit tricky to.
In the meanwhile, I'm not begrudging people their opinions. I'm not begrudging people their conclusions. I can't off.
You seem pretty fucking mad. You seem like you are begrudging a few people. Like you just called, I assume, Sean, a lumpy fat lawyer. I don't begrudge him his opinion, though. That fat piece of shit. I'm not mad, though. I'm not mad at that legal mindset. He's exactly. Literally rips everyone for their takes. Exactly, but I'm not mad. The funny thing is, like, there's the public persona of Nick that he's this very cool, calm, collected guy. Like, hey, look, if you don't want to be my friend, that's okay. Then you actually see the DMs, and he's like, hey, Yellow Flash, why don't you fucking kill yourself, you piece of shit, for not being a bulldozer sweeper. He's absolutely angry every second day of the like every time something comes out, he's just fuming, seething. But then he's trying to on stream. No, come on now. Hey, Karen Unbalanced, haven't seen you in a while. He says, poor Shane. Sure, I guess Shane, damn it. Poor Sean. He beat anorexia. He did.
For up arguments against them. So sorry, but I appreciate you guys watching, hanging out, making fun of me or not. It's okay.
Okay. Then, and if anyone has a problem with me making fun of Nick, because I get some very angry comments, by the way. I get some very angry comments on these videos, which are very fun for me to read. But Nick has said it's okay for me to make fun of him. Okay. So I am justified. Also, wait, this clip is unrelated to anything, but I think I'll just play it now. I just thought it was funny. It's a bit of a crossover episode. Look at this.
Yeah, man. That's how it goes. But hey, catch you guys later. I appreciate it. To the chat. Love you all. Even the weird ones. Captain, have fun. You're still gay. So gay.
Captain, have fun in Camelot streams. I thought I had the monopoly on the Captain Have Fun content. Man, that hussy. Remember the good times we had? We got to get the Captain back on. We still got these. We got these classics.
Really, motherfucker? Really, you motherfucker? Can every part of my fucking body. Every part of my fucking body, including my giant goddamn cock. What the fuck you?
Everyone's drinking. Everybody's drinking. We're just having a few. Oh man, I like Captain Have Fun. He just wants to have fun. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Classic one. Was that like almost a year ago at this point? That was like last summer, right? I remember that being the hot time of the year. What the fuck is this now? That's a rabbit hole for another day. I just thought it was funny. That we had a bit of a crossover. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, MLS said, Captain Have Fun joined my stream last week just after Nick left it. Oh, I missed out? Oh, so sad. And Dally Talk, member for 7 months, says, I just got a craving for Jolly Ranchers. Oh, that's very rude. Come on now. You can't be breaking those out. All right, let us continue. Let's just have fun, guys. Let's just have fun.
So, all right.
No bullying.
Let's hit a couple of these super chats. And then we'll.
Oh, and by hit a couple of the super chats, he did mean a couple. There was like only 2 at this point or something. It's not looking so good, as the statistics are showing. As I said, he may actually have to amend this document that says he has a YouTube with over 400,000 subscribers, because if this takes 8 months, he may very well dip under. He'll have to amend the case to say, Your Honor, I am now irrelevant. Please update my YouTube channel subscriber numbers on that court filing. Where were we? Why do I have that open? There we go.
I do have a couple other stories. I would like to save the Trump assassination talk for Barnes. I do want to do that.
Better call Barnes.
Where the fuck?
Man, I'm really itching to show you this Barnes clip. It's really good, but we've got to wait. It's almost there, lads. It's a fun one, actually. It's actually kind of funny.
Hold on. Did I? Oh, here we go. There we go.
Dead air.
I didn't actually. I sent the link to him on Twitter, but I didn't actually send it on the other thing until just now. I'm going to save the main topics for Trump, but I have been saving up some topics as well.
I'm sure it's
good
just
stuff to talk
Everyone
about.
makes mistakes. He meant Barnes, of course.
And it may have overlap with these things. I don't know, but we're going to.
He's got allergies, Colombian flu.
We're going to get into
his voice does sound a bit weird, doesn't it?
Shit.
Bit stuffed up. The nose sounds a bit.
Chris Benoit, a model, family man, and father. By the way, it's what's really funny.
We might have to put this on too. We might have to put this on. Anytime he says that this is funny, we're going to turn up the speed.
Funny. You have to understand that, like when I say, it's really funny, and I'm talking about like the plight of my situation. That's not an actual literal thing. That's like there's a gun in my mouth. It's hilarious. But with that,
that's dark.
What's
foreboding.
Funny is finding out like people who have this villain picture of you akin to a Chris Benoit, and you're like, that's insane. But people,
I mean. Villain, I don't know. I'm not sure that heroes give children cocaine. I'm not sure that that's the the wife swapping, destroy your family hero journey. That's a new one to me. I'm not saying he's a villain. I'm just saying he's a bad dad and potentially dangerously negligent. I can only assume that I'm hoping it was a mistake, honestly. The coke tests for the kid. The only way I can rationalize this in my brain, because I don't think there was a kid like railing lines of coke or anything. The only way I can rationalize this is that he was trying some sort of home remedy where he's like mixing it in with hot water and or something like that. I don't want to believe this is true. And I was like, well, surely it's just the mixed up hair follicle with Kayla or something, right? But again, they could have just tested again. And if that's the case, if they did the test twice and the second one came back clean, why wouldn't he just say that? That's the actual sad part of this.
Believe that. And you're like, really? And I'm not talking about the weirdo like internet people. Like, forgive me, you weirdos. You know who you are.
Man that sells the Baldo. I don't like those weird internet people. The man that actually, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. It's my own theory that he had like a stake in the Baldo company. Like the Baldo is such a ridiculous product that the only way that he would market it is surely if they gave him a percentage of the company. Because if he just did that for like $100 or $200 or whatever, that's just, it's just beyond belief.
Like there are people out there who will say stuff and they might mean it and they might not. It's like somewhere between parody, satire, and just shitting on me. And like, they may not actually believe it, or they may. It's impossible to tell. And that's fine. I'm not talking about those people. But when you like start to find out some stuff about like what people think about you when you've been like entirely.
Oh, apparently some new information. I have the text messages, I think. They legit offered him stock. I thought that was the case because there's no other reason to keep this Baldo joke going so far. But that was always my theory. So I'm kind of glad that I kind of divined that one.
Damn. Well, that sucks. Speaking of great fathers, Chris Benoit says Aaron has been losing his mind in a downward spiral mentally. How long do you think until he goes postal? Again, I'm not commenting anything about Aaron. He is his own man. He gets to say whatever he wants. I hope he makes $1 million.
Well, he is his own. I'm not sure if Aaron's a man, but we're going to see. I'm going to check on that later.
That's it.
Oh, he said the line.
I can't talk about him. I can't talk about anything related to him, and I don't want to. I don't want to do that at all. Amateur Ant says, I think most people want to know about how April is in bed compared to Kayla. Well, I mean, a lot.
All right, let's. Why would you read these super chats, by the way? Are you this desperate for money that you're going to talk like just for your wife's sake? Don't read this.
Most people want to know about how April is in bed compared to Kayla. Well, I mean, a lot of people want to know a lot of things, but I'm not the best source of that information. So.
Yeah, because you had problems getting it up, according to Aaron. But don't read that chat, or at least leave it for the very end when everyone's already asleep or drunk or passed out. Like, holy shit! Like, it's like a dollar. Like, accept $1 to like again make fun of your wife. Helps his criminal defense fund. I guess it might be that desperate.
They'll probably just wonder forever. Saved by Pope Racket says Barnes' safe word is the Fifth Amendment. Fifth Amendment is everyone's safe word, and you should all remember it. Seize the Day says most don't care for the gossip, wishing for the best. Hey, thank you.
That's not true. That's not true at all. Everybody cares about the gossip. Come on now. Don't even pretend. Seize
the Day. I know a lot of people don't care, and I know it's typically the loudest people who make it seem like people do care. But
everyone loves gossip. The entire Rekieta channel is built on gossip. Like the entire legal profession as a whole is basically just drama and gossip when you think about it. And of course there is some contract laws in there as well. But think back to everything that Nick has done on his channel. It's literally just starts with gossip. Maddox versus Dick Masterson, gossip and drama. Vic Mignogna, gossip and drama. What was after that? Shane and what's his face? Ron Toye, gossip and drama. It's like the entire thing. Even Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, it's all gossip and drama. Now, I guess like Rittenhouse, obviously that's like a criminal defense, but the majority of the cases that people are interested in are literally gossip and drama. But they call it legal. They call it court case. Like they call it just like defamation, right? That's the gossip that you're going up against. So don't pretend that if you watch legal content, you don't like gossip and drama, because you do. Unless you're watching exclusively the serial killer stuff, you're just like, you're hardcore into that, like the Crew Crime, Koberger cases and that. Like if you're into just that stuff, that's okay. Then you can actually make that, you can stand up on that pedestal. But if you watch Johnny Depp, you love drama, you love gossip. You were laughing and giggling when you heard that Amber Heard took a shit on Johnny Depp's bed. The problem is you don't like gossip and drama when it's your guy. Okay, that's the difference. It was funny when it was somebody else, not so funny in your house. Okay, don't pretend you don't like it though.
I care. Like I care a little bit. It's my family. Like, and they don't deserve half the shit that's happening. I say half because some of them do, not my kids, of course, but they don't deserve half the shit that's going on out there.
Yeah, kids deserve good parents. I'd agree with that.
So, it just is.
Kids deserve to be fed. I agree with that. Kids deserve to be clothed. I agree with that. I think we can all get behind that idea that children should be looked after because they can't do it for themselves. That's why they're called children.
Nick's boyfriend, Johnny, says Barnes is so patriotic. When he quoted the Fourth Amendment, his peen grows 2 sizes bigger. The Fourth Amendment is a favorite of mine. Very interesting amendment.
Oh,
TMF
you're going to miss the Barnes? We're going to miss the Barnes point.
Thank God the shooter was retardy Oswald.
Have a good one, Andrew. See you later.
That's good. I like that. Thank you. For my belly laugh makes me happier. Otherwise, I don't know where we'd be at today. Did you guys see the Twitter video? I saw it from Kyle Becker.
Right,
I don't know who made it, but it was basically an analysis of where Trump, like how the bullet just barely missed his head. If he would have been where he was and not turned his head just at the exact moment.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like for real. If you look at that video, Trump turns his head at the split second when the bullet passes through. I'm not sure if it's actually confirmed if it's the bullet and perhaps like a piece of shrapnel or like glass from a broken teleprompter or something. If it's a bullet, it's a 1 in a million shot. The entire, like, I actually do have a lot of material for a Trump related stream about the assassination. I'm kind of losing the time element to it though. So maybe I'll wait until some more big information drops come from it, but it's some pretty crazy stuff when you actually look at it. Really interesting, actually. Sean's analysis has been very good on it. I believe he had someone on from Future Conflict as well. That is the Potentially Criminal Sean channel. Pretty good channel. Very insightful and educational.
He basically would have been done.
Play it? I'm not going to play it right now. That's for another
Speaking
topic.
of people who are not shot in the head, I'd like to welcome my guest for the stream, Mr. Barnes.
So MG Law says it was a bullet. There's a freeze frame of it passing by. I don't believe that's actually a bullet in the freeze frame. It's incredibly difficult to get a photo of a bullet like that, just because of how the typical shutter speed of a camera versus the velocity of the bullet. It makes it very unlikely for it to be a bullet. It could have been edited. It could just be something else. It could just be an artifact of the camera, or it could be a piece of anything flying away. I don't think it's the bullet personally, just because of how difficult it is to get pictures of things that move very fast. Like, and I've done a lot of photography in my time. Unless they were using a shutter speed of like maybe 10,000 or higher, I think you'd even have to go higher than that. Like, it's insanely high shutter speed for bullets. All right, Mr. Barnes, Better Call Barnes is on.
How goes it?
Loaded question.
Quite literally, right?
It doesn't need to be edited, by the way. It could be something else that is not a bullet. It looks like a gray streak, but I don't think it's actually a bullet.
Yeah, it goes okay, all things considered. I've got a lot of
second in, Barnes has already put in the cigar in their mouth. Got to suck down on it. No, right. Now, I think there's like one or two things I wanted to see from Barnes before I go into the Barnes clip, but let's see what he says.
A lot of good news lately, and so with that, that's all good stuff. But
no, well, I mean, it's amazing that. I think their whole plan was to take out the president, to blame Iran, to launch an entire new war and put us on the brink of World War III. And instead, not only did that plan not work, but Trump responded to it by when he stood up and said, "Fight, fight, fight." That meant he was taking a different direction. He meets with Robert Kennedy, leaks that to the whole world, or however it happened, it leaks to the world a conversation that makes some key political points he needs. And then he picks J.D. Vance. I was talking tonight with Don Jr., with Dan Bongino.
All right, so I wanted to play a clip I had of Barnes here because Barnes has been talking a lot about the government conspiracy. And there was a clip that I really wanted to find of Barnes where he talks with Alex Jones about how Trump is 100% going to pick Ron DeSantis or DeSantis, I'm not sure which one it is, because I'm not an American, as his VP. I couldn't find that, but when I was looking for it, I did find this one. This is really funny. This is really funny. I thought we might just take a look at who Barnes is, by the way. I don't know who this dude is. Wait, let's see. But this video is called Robert Barnes, America's Biggest Loser Lawyer. And I guess this guy is Sebastian Gorka. I don't know who that is, but this is a really funny video.
This is Robert Barnes explaining why he's such a winner. And it's weird. It's creepy. Just I'll describe it afterwards for those of you.
I love they've got like professional A-logs in the lawyer community. Like I've never seen this guy before, but they've got this dude in a suit, and he sounds like some British. Like, this is the Robert Barnes, the biggest YouTube lawyer. It's like they've got like the regular A-logs, and then you've got like these professional A-logs. It's great.
Who are listening?
He's like what is it? A-log ad litem or something. I don't know.
Not watching. So let's save the Swiss weird oddity for the next one, but let's play the other cut now. This is Richard Robert Barnes, whatever he is, talking about how great his company is.
We don't always go to trial, but when we do, we win.
I actually think this is pretty funny. This is obviously a meme that Gorka, I don't know, that Sebastian Gorka doesn't understand. Oh, is this for America First? Okay, that's actually pretty, okay. He's not as funny as I thought he was then. This is a meme, so maybe he's too boomer to understand this. But this is actually, I actually kind of appreciate this. I like this take of Barnes. It's like obviously, it's like if you don't know, there's like an alcohol commercial where it's like, I don't always drink, but when I do, I can't remember the alcohol brand, and he takes a swig. So that's what it's a reference to.
You have been watching a judge read out what is ultimately a staggering amount of money that Alex Jones is now being ordered to pay to families of Sandy Hook school shooting victims, with the damages totaling roughly $1 billion. Again, it is an extraordinary amount of money here.
Hang on, I don't understand.
Oh no, that's not good. Now, Robert Barnes, he's a bit like, he's basically an internet ambulance chaser. He finds these big profile cases like Rittenhouse, Wesley Snipes, Alex Jones. He tried to go to bat for, who was it recently? He wanted to defend Nick. And there was another big one. I can't remember who it was. Maybe Johnny Depp or something. But he always kind of gets kicked off the case for some reason. Like he just tries. It's really hard to explain. But he just kind of shows up in a suit, smoking a cigar. He claims to be representing people on the internet, and they basically just tell him to stop. Like, they're just like, please stop. He doesn't even quietly go away. Like the Covington kids, they actually told him, stop tweeting about us. You're not defending us anymore. Like, just go away. That's how competent he is.
Dan, he's sitting there. Well, he's portly. He's overweight. He needs, PhD weight loss because he's got that. What does he do? What do fat people do when they're embarrassed? They wear turtlenecks, right? He's got a black turtleneck, drinking whiskey. I would, Jeff, would you hire a lawyer whose promo ad is him drinking whiskey?
Now, I think that these guys don't know. I think that these guys don't know who Nick is either. But this is a bit amusing, right? Would you hire a whiskey drinking lawyer? Well, I guess Nick isn't practicing, so it's not. I just thought this was hilariously appropriate.
Not really.
I'm not sure I would. I know I'm a teetotaler, but I really don't want a lawyer who's advertising himself drinking whiskey, and he says, when we go to trial, we win.
The turtleneck too would be the first thing. I would never.
No, there was like a comment. So I was reading this. I was watching the Barnes shit live, and there was a really funny comment that was apparently at part of the stream. Barnes is implying he's too smart to become a prosecutor, and that's why he couldn't get the job interview. And then someone responded, why become a prosecutor when he already has a 100% conviction rate for his own clients? Like, holy shit. Holy shit. There's just no coming back from that.
Our lawyer, where's the turtle?
No turtlenecks, no drinking whiskey on the promo ad, and then saying, when we go to trial, we win. Please help me out, Eric. Did he win? Did Alex Jones win that case, or did he lose $1 billion?
I would think pretty much in every parallel universe, a case in which you lose $1 billion is considered a loss.
Yeah, I think you're right there. But here's the most delicious part of all. Here's Robert Barnes's philosophy of how he does law.
Why can't people resist, like, just not putting toys in their background? I assume that one day I might have a toy in my background, but like, just don't put toys in your background. Like, come on.
It's too funny. Play cut.
Got a little Star Wars figure in. There was a I like this one. I think this is like Indiana Jones, actually. That's kind of okay. I like that one.
The Barnes Law model is unique relatively.
This is great. I've never heard this before, but I'm not sure if this is serious or a parody. I can only assume it's a parody because it's so ridiculous.
In the industry, because the goal is to model it after the Swiss mercenary model of
the Swiss mercenary model of law keeping. What's wrong with toys? Grow up, you child. No, it's okay. You can have toys. Just don't put them in your background. Put some other, like, I've got like nothing in my background, I suppose, so I'm not one to judge. But.
The 1200s, 1300s, 1400s. And the Swiss mercenaries, or the Swiss Guard, they now still protect the Vatican, they lived up in the Swiss mountains, but they would be retained by different of the princes that they were fighting with each other to come down and wage war. And they were.
So they're mercenaries. So what you're saying, the Swiss model is that you work for anyone that pays you, like every other fucking lawyer in the world. The Swiss, the Swiss mercenary models. What do you think? These are the custodies or something, protecting the God Emperor. Only the most based Swiss custodies. This is our law firm, Barnes Law. Better call Barnes.
The most successful warriors and on behalf of anybody for 700 years. And the utility.
I mean, these Swiss mercenaries or whatever sound pretty cool, but like, how does this relate to your law firm? I like the idea of the like these guys are training up in the mountain. That does sound pretty cool, actually. But how does your law firm relate to this?
The Swiss mercenary model was they had no special allegiance or alliance with any particular side.
So they're mercenaries. They just work for whoever.
So they could be objective, they could have a certain clarity, and would understand that their sole and whole goal was to be a good warrior for those who retain them. And
so just any lawyer is supposed to be objective and have clarity for their client. Like, that's like literally part of the lawyer's oath, right? Is to zealously defend your client. How is this unique to your law firm, Mr. Barnes?
And the goal with our law firm was to be able to mimic that model and to be able to repeat that. And the way we do that is our whole team is a unified team on individual cases, but they live all across the country in different places.
I don't think this is actually good for a lawyer. Like, so you've got a very diverse team. Now, diversity could be good for having a wide range of information, but if your legal team is diverse in all over the country, that means that they're not going to be specialized in the locality of whatever they're practicing. Like, if you've got the defamation guy and he's from Nevada, that's great. You've got a defamation guy on your team. But if your defamation case is in, I guess, Minnesota, like Nick is now facing, actually, then the Nevada defamation guy probably isn't as competent as a local lawyer. This does not actually sound like a good idea. It's nice that you've got this big, diverse team, I suppose. It's great for internet clout, right? But it may actually not be the best defense strategy, in my opinion. Because I'd much rather have someone that's localized and specialized in one particular thing, right? I don't want a Swiss Army knife. I want a specialized cutting knife for my problem.
Come together for a trial. We design our system so we use online-based document storage so that we're very elastic, we're very flexible. We can build a little mini trial house.
Is this impressive to anybody? They've got Google Drives. Wow, the Swiss mercenary model. We use Google Drives. Amazing.
Within 24 hours. And we can have all of the tools that we need for being able to perform in the trial. And the other advantage of the Swiss mercenary model is we're not locally rooted in such a way that we're corrupted, in such a way that we're inhibited, in such a way that we have to accuse a friend or accuse someone we know of misconduct.
He doesn't have to accuse somebody he knows of misconduct.
except for himself.
You mean like somebody whose show you've been on, who you say is profiting from the war in Ukraine? That kind of smear? Oh,
I'm not sure what he's talking about there, but
it's interesting though that he does say in there, we have the Swiss guard model of no allegiances. Yeah, we know you do, Barnes. You pathetic excuse for a man.
Holy, I don't know who this guy is, but it's actually very impressive, at least in that thing. That is so fucking funny. Holy shit. Oh dear. I know I'm behind the times on this, but I actually just started watching Better Call Saul. So now all of these things are a lot more funny to me. I know. I'm like 5 years late or something, but I just started getting into it. So there you go. There's your Swiss mercenary model. Am I going to get a copyright strike for that music? Probably. It feels bad, man. It feels bad. Yeah, I watched Breaking Bad when it came out, but I never saw Better Call Saul. All right. I think there's only maybe one more minute of Barnes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that like Barnes actually actively badmouths his previous clients. Like he was briefly retained for Kiwi Farms, I believe, and then he just goes off to make fun of like Josh Moon from the farms. Like not a good look, honestly. I'm not sure if that's a great strategy, but okay.
About Gino, Tucker Carlson.
Oh, one other thing I got to mention about this is that Nick is really bored talking to Barnes. He hates his stream. If you just watch Nick's face, and I'll skip through the stream to prove this to you. Every time Barnes starts talking, Nick immediately just starts chatting. He just starts looking at the chat. His eyes go down to the side, and he just starts typing. He just doesn't give a shit what Barnes is saying about anything.
Over at the Rumble Studio, and I haven't seen the three of them that excited in a long time.
I think it was just one more minute, and then we'll skip through.
And it's extraordinary how one little turn of the head changed the trajectory of American society and the world.
Oh, and that iconic picture. I mean, he's got blood on his face.
It was a good picture, though.
He's got his fist up. It's like, okay.
The American flag in the background. I mean, it's amazing. It was like
that should be
part two.
Yeah, it's like every ad Trump runs needs to have that.
Absolutely.
And that may have won him the presidency. Democrats are terrified.
Probably he does.
And Elon Musk comes out in favor of him. Bill Ackman comes out in favor of him. 50 Cent is using his memes in rap concerts. I mean, this is a revolutionary shift in public and American.
Are you going to cover Null spooking
and you know, there's
we'll take
a whole bunch of expressions that kind of get down to the general
I wasn't going
idea.
to, but I will.
But I think the general problem that America's had is a lack of a tangible enemy to unite around. I mean, 9/11 did
this is just
for
when
a
the boring
brief
shit
amount
starts.
of time.
Like,
And I
this,
say
honestly,
brief,
this stream became very boring after Barnes joined.
probably 3-4 strong years, really united the country. I mean, there's all sorts of shit that happened that maybe wasn't as accurate as they were portraying it, but it didn't matter because the country had a rally point, they had a focus, and they had a target. And one thing that most people can get behind is maybe we don't assassinate politicians. Like maybe we just don't.
Unless you're Destiny, I suppose.
And it's kind of a basic principle. And so having that happen with Trump, that kind of allowed this unification, at least of his base in the Republican Party, to say, no, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. We need to send a message back, knowing that most Democrats probably don't want Trump literally dead. They want him in prison or whatever, but they don't want him shot in the head on a stage. But this is a way to send a message back to them. Like, you can't do this to our guy. We're going to elect him and you're going to hate it.
Exactly. And I think you saw the fact that he responded in such an iconic, instinctive way that he understood immediately.
I think that's we'll just hold on.
Who it was that was out.
I was going to skip through maybe 10 seconds.
And then you fight is iconic. Like he knew what he was doing, and you could. He understood why they. 48 hours, the first business day.
But like, all right, this is where it starts. Look, Nick is just not interested. And this is when he's actually just talking in chat. And if you actually open the chat window, you'll see he's just responding to people in chat. He's just not interested at all.
After, within
anytime Barnes starts talking,
with Robert
it's just
Kennedy.
like, oh, okay. Now he's looking at Barnes. Now he's looking at the chat.
Like, for example, when that conversation got leaked, you look at who benefits from the leaking of it. Primarily,
okay, keep
Trump
talking.
benefits from the leaking of it.
Nick's like thinking, like, why didn't you show up in the suit in the regular chair? Like, come on, you're supposed to make me look serious. You're the last person. You're the last man in the bunker. I need you to make me look good. Come on, Barnes, you piece of shit.
Kennedy's never leaked anything in his life that I'm aware of. So
he's old, maybe he is.
Yeah, I mean, possible. But it's his son, Bobby Kennedy.
I'm just going to skip to random points to illustrate my point. Actually, at this point, then we'll go to those time
leaders, Republic leaders, and then do the stage of the coup against
not listening
Nixon with Watergate.
Just watching
and
chat.
Then all of a sudden, there was a massive blowback. Like they learned.
Talk at all. And
Nick talking.
Popular media.
Barnes starts talking. He looked down to the chat. He's like, just shut the fuck up, Barnes. Oh my god, I could be blowing so much coke right now. April's ass is full of cocaine, and I just want to go. Imagine the smell. Just stop talking, Barnes.
Huge mistake with Trump.
He's so fucking
all of a sudden
bored.
they're going to take something that 60% of the
so
country is
bored.
into.
Look at him. He's typing in chat again.
Supporters and fans of Trump amongst that 60%, and they're going to say,
"Oh no." It's over. It's over. All right, we'll take a look at those timestamps now. So there's two timestamps the chat has suggested. One is at 1:30 and one is at 54. Let's see. Yeah, he needs his special stream aid to help him work, help him focus. Right. Let's go to 54:14. 54:19. All right. So apparently he talks about null of the QB Farms here. We'll take a
and
look
then
at
it turns
that.
out he's the board of Project Veritas. And he's like, you libeled me. You and Viva libeled. I'm going to file ethics complaint against you and Viva.
Right,
I don't know why people think this is a threat. There's a certain member of a certain other board that I briefly represented.
That's QB Farms, yeah.
That was also recently threatening me, saying he's going to file ethics complaints against me. So I publicly
Well, if you're bad talking your client, then maybe yes. It doesn't matter if you briefly defended them. They were your clients. Just don't talk shit about them. It's bad for business. Like that's basics, right?
Him that that is not a method of intimidation. And if you're dumb enough to think that if you hire a lawyer for a brief period of time, that you have bought their permit, you have a permanent injunction against their free speech.
It's not that at all. It's not that at all. It's just like if you are actually derelict in your duties, they will file an ethics complaint. It's not a threat. It's just a statement of reality.
To you, Mr. Moon, that doesn't know how that works. So it's
no, Kiwi Bros, I don't feel so good. Chomp. I wish I should have bought some chips. I've only got melon bread over here. This is the only thing I've got to. This is the only thing I've got to eat. Is my Japanese melon pan. I'll give you a look at that. There you go. It's got like. I was gonna eat it. I started eating it before the stream, and I was like, "Shit, I better save this for after." It's delicious, though. It tastes like rock melon or cantaloupe, I suppose you'd say, the Americans.
So many people get these. They get the.
Yeah, I'll turn the speed back down.
Civil rights lawyer still working for him for cheap. I
know it's brutal to get through.
These people. So this guy comes up to me and he thinks he's going to intimidate me into changing my story. He's like, "Oh, you libeled me." Da, 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 da. He said things that I'm pretty sure I didn't actually say about him. But now,
now you're saying things he didn't say about you. He's just saying, if you talk bad about a previous client, I will file an ethics complaint.
I'm willing to say about him because he's a scumbag. But he was still defending himself about taking out James O'Keefe. And he's part of this sort of lobbyist underworld.
Right, I'm going to skip forward. I think that's the extent of that. All right. So the next one is 133. And then we'll go on to the Aaron shit that I want to. The Aaron shit is kind of. I want to go through it, but I have no place to put it. So it's going tonight. That's when we're going to do it. All right. So this point here. That's that point. Yeah.
Aware of how corrupt the system is. They know how to work that against the system and make sure that your Bill Clintons of the world ain't going to jail. The people that go to jail.
Acolyte review when? It's not very good. Very silly. They break the canon multiple times. Darth Plagueis is now like a sneaky boy hiding in a cave like Gollum instead of like the influential rich politician that he was. He literally stole black women's inventions. They invented force babies and they invented force choking. That was the whole thing. Like in the first episode, there's a big thing. You have to kill a Jedi without using a weapon. Or what does it mean? Oh, black women invented. They were the first person to force choke people. So there you go. There's your Acolyte review. It's shit.
Or the most innocent, ordinary schmucks who get in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they say, well, you plea out or we go after you for 15 years, 20 years, whatever. It's like, well, what's the plea? 18 months?
Exactly.
I got a kid I got to take care of. I got this, I got that. 18 months, probably not too long. I can rebuild. 15 years, you don't know if you're going to make it out. Maybe the people in prison aren't going to let you out. 18 months, maybe you can negotiate where you go based on the plea deal. There's a lot of factors that go into making a plea deal real enticing for people.
But he has no guns anymore. So.
And then the other thing you think about is, again, if people have seen the Minnesota sentencing guideline, in my case, for example,
we're almost done.
Presumptive sentence is a stay of execution, which means that they may sentence someone. Like if I were to go in and be found guilty right now, they would sentence me to some level of some months. I think it's 44 or 48 months under the sentencing grid. But
I don't think that's going to happen. Like I'm still pretty sure that Nick's going to get out with a diversion. I mean, like it's a first offense, non-violent crime. I mean, again, this is all determined by the level of cocaine in his children. If it's zero, if it turns out that it's zero, then he's probably get a diversion. If it's anything above zero, then he's probably not going to have a great time. But I still think that he'll probably get a diversion. He is, like I said, non-violent offender, supporter of 5 children, first offense, probably looking pretty good for him not getting any jail time. But then again, they did switch out the judge that he made fun of with a judge that's very hard on drugs. So again, I think it's really going to come down to, is the child drug test admissible? And if it is, then Nick's probably not. He's going to have a real bad time. He's probably going to have a real bad time. But we'll have to see. They may have some way to get that removed from the evidence. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Be presumptively stayed.
The
by
body
the judge,
cam will
which
probably
means I don't go to
probably able to
prison.
judge more from that.
I go home, and then I have a set of probation conditions. Well, that becomes a lot more likely.
No jail if he pleads out. Well, that's not necessarily true. He may plea to like 3 months jail time or something. Like a plea can include jail time, but it'll be lighter sentence than the maximum sentence if they go to trial and lose. I mean, it depends how serious the prosecutor is, and I suppose. Oh no, if the plea the plea will be a negotiation between the prosecutor and the judge, right? You're gonna have to pay. I'm pretty sure I will have to pay you at this point, but that's what I'm just saying. We'll have to wait and see.
If you agree and plea, but if you go to trial, they'll say, you know what? Maybe there's a factor that we can push on here. Maybe there's some aggravating thing that we can get the judge to overcome the presumption of the state. Maybe you're dangerous to the community. Maybe this, maybe that.
Pretty funny.
And
that's
you go,
funny, Kurt.
whoa, wait, like, so I either stay home and I have a year or two.
We'll do a poll. I've got to do a poll every stream. Will Nikki serve time? Yes or no? Or like the stream? If you haven't liked the stream already, what are you doing? Come on now. Results/like. It does help me out. Of course, donations, super chats, memberships, those all help a lot. But, just liking the stream, saying hi and the thing, it helps as well. We're only 40 likes away from 400 likes. And that's kind of when I get a bit more distribution in the YouTube algorithm. So, if only half the people in the chat would like the stream, we'll get over that goal. That'd be good.
3 years probation, or I actually go to prison.
Can we hit the goal?
People are faced with that decision, and if they don't have the money to fight that, and they don't have, maybe they get a good public defender, but probably not going to have a public defender with the time to invest in their case. Maybe they get one. They got to go, I roll the dice on this, and the state.
I'm not too interested in this, so I think we're going to end the Rekieta part for now. Let me just check. I think we've gone through all of that. Oh yeah, I was going to mention this. So Alyssa Clips, she does a lot of clipping in the sector, and saves people a lot of time. Now YouTube is going on a bit of a demonetization spree by getting rid of people's YouTube channels. So Alyssa Clips has said that she has lost her monetization in the YouTube Partner Program, and also she's facing some money hardship. So she's put up a GoFundMe or GiveSendGo. Looks like she's raised $1,700 dues so far. So I'm going to post this in the chat. If you don't want to support her, that's fine. But I thought I would share it out. GiveSendGo. If you want to support Alyssa Clips, she's got the best clips in this sector. Then go send it. Give us some love if you so choose to. And if you don't, then don't. But I just thought I would mention that as someone that saves me a lot of time, I appreciate her work she does. And she's been spending time doing this. So if you want to help her out, I would appreciate it. All right, let's go on to this Aaron shit. Okay, I guess this is from a channel called Based Pill. They've got about 900 subscribers. They've got this video called Cope Phase. And this is insane. Just how just how sad Aaron is. So now we're going into the Aaron Imholte segment is what I call it. Even though it's Aaron Imholte, I guess. I just like calling him Aaron Imholte. Which is kind of sad because we're actually basically the same age. I was shocked when I learned that. I thought he was like 45, but he's actually 2 months younger than me. So I guess that's kind of funny that I was reading his domestic abuse, basically. Allegedly, he hit his wife or some shit, and that's why there's a restraining order against him. But let's go into this. Let's have a look. So this is called Aaron Imholte, Steel Toe Morning Show, still coping. No one wants to golf or stream with him. Oh, so sad. How terrible. Let's take a look.
I don't need these people. Ban them. I'm moving onward and upward with my life. Things are going great. The thing with,
you sound like you're doing
great. It's been
great.
known a lot that I'm the best at troll wrangling, at taking care of these people. If you're mentioning the trolls, you're not handling the trolls well. You've already failed. Congrats on my Kino Casino appearance. Yeah, I like the Kino Casino, actually. I was watching them today to help get through this stream. I heard Andy's trying to steal my gimmick. He's trying to get a train whistle. I've got the best train whistles in the sector.
There we go. And he's already got the like the that whistle. What do you call it? Like a slide whistle. And now he's trying to steal my train whistles. I actually do have a spare train whistle over here. A big black train whistle. If Andy reaches out to me and wants this train whistle, I can send it to him. Just to annoy PPP, I'll send that through. And to annoy their chat. But good, cool show. Also, Suki with the good coochie joined as a member. Thank you very much. If you do join as a member, you get access to all the emotes and also to the private Discord, which I'll post a link to after the stream. Thank you very much for that membership. Much appreciated. Love you. That's illegal. Oh yeah, that's right. No, we got to see BP. I'll send a message saying that they should shout at your channel if I send him the big black whistle. All right.
Cope and seethe about that in the YouTube chat today. Guess what? I'm giving my mods free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. Headbutt that.
Sounds like you're handling the trolls very well. Hey, look, mods, you can ban anybody you want. I'm winning. Oh, you winning, son? Oh no, it's not looking good. Aaron
like
Bros.
Button.
What do they call? No, it'd be Steel. Would it be Toe Bros? Is that what they call themselves? The Toe Bros.
The guy who makes those animations of me, and it's just like clips of our show and shit like that. I haven't watched the new one about like the crack house and me and April and the Reketas and all that. I haven't watched that one, but I've heard from fans who love this fucking show. They're like, yeah, it's mean, but that's like the point of it. He's like making fun of you. And that's why we've gained so many fans. There's a sincerity to this show that haters don't like.
I don't know. I find this is just like so sad. He's like his own like little. He's got his own version of reality that he's looking at. I don't know. Apparently, there's like these dedicated A-logs for the Steel Toes show. I can't stand this show. Aaron seems like a pretty annoying guy, honestly. I did watch his appearance on the Kino Casino though, and that was very interesting because he was just shitting on everybody. But like the actual show itself, I don't see the appeal. But I mean, that's every channel, right?
If I want April to get better, if I want April to be in a healthier place, or I want all of them to be in a healthier place, me kicking them is not going to help. I can tell you from experience, last Friday I had an epiphany where I went, none of this is making me feel better.
All right. The same day the restraining order drops on Kiwi Farms, he changes his mind on judging people. So he got a restraining order because he beat his wife, essentially. Allegedly, I guess I have to throw in there. Is April still at Nick's house? No, you silly A-log who cannot understand reality. April's not at Nick's house. She's in the house next door to Nick's house that Nick owns. It's totally different.
I'd like to see the super chats and the Venmos and the PayPals and the Rumble rants flow like wine. I'd like to see memberships all over the place. I'd like to see it be a big day for the toe today. Yeah. A lot of
big
people, because, I legally can't talk about most of that stuff from Monday.
Also, yeah, Nick, sorry, not Nick. Aaron was actually named as a witness a potential witness in the list that the prosecution set forward. So he may actually have to testify in the case. Which makes sense.
A lot of people writing in and going, I had your same situation. I get it, and I find that very comforting.
It's pretty funny, though, that he says, like, what would make the haters angry is if you give me money. Wouldn't it? Teehee, wouldn't it be funny if you guys just gave me some more money? The haters hate it, Teehee, when you give me money and memberships and channels. That would just drive them nuts. Come on, man. Does anyone actually believe that?
From the people who love this show. So thank you guys very, very much. And again, 295 is the number today. I know which ties you can find. I've been around long enough now. I've got enough experience, so to speak, that I know which tides you can push back on and which ones you can't. Is that just because we're all fucking, though? Good luck squeezing the fuck toothpaste back into the fuck tube.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get your wife unfucked, so don't get into that situation. Let's see. Alleged wife beater Aaron is still in the cope phase. I like this video. I don't know who this base pill is, but I'm going to give him a like on his channel and, shout him out. Seems like he's got some good content here.
Thank you for all the messages I've been getting, by the way. I'm
exactly.
Going to get back to all
Tax-free.
the Instagram, Twitters, Facebooks, emails. Been a shitload of people just saying really nice stuff, and I appreciate it. And
press down that one.
I know it drove the haters nuts yesterday. We made up for Monday's shortfall, knocked out yesterday right away. And then they didn't like that. They didn't like that when they would say like vile shit about me, that I would go, guys, I don't need.
You did let your wife get boned by another dude, so that's pretty vile. Dad jokes. I mean, he is a joke dad, so I guess that makes sense.
These people, like, ban them. I'm moving onward and upward with my life. Things are going great. Fuck these people. We don't need them. And then that threw them into a fucking tizzy. The thing with...
No, if people are making fun of you, they're not really in a tizzy. They're just commenting on your coping.
You know, it's been known a lot that I'm the best at troll wrangling, at taking care of these people. Because
he couldn't wrangle his wife, who's a troll, so that makes it doesn't check out, Aaron.
Because I know what sets them off. I know what makes them tick. And when you take back control from them, they hate that. Like anybody else with a mental disorder, like anybody else with mental illness, and that's what these people are. They're just mentally ill. They just want a piece of you.
No, they're just seeing a retard and saying, "Look, a retard." That's not a mental illness. That's just like observing the reality.
They just want to touch. They just want to, please me. So I took that away from them yesterday, and boy, did they go fucking mental.
No, they didn't go mental. You just want to sound like you just want to feel like you have some power. Like that's the thing. I took the power away. I'm in control of the situation. Not really, no.
It's like there's 9,000 places you can go on the internet to hate me and think I'm the biggest piece of shit ever. 9,000 places. If they can't have me, they can't comprehend going on living.
Like Aaron isn't the biggest piece of shit in the world. But he is the shiniest turd in the toilet in the Rekieta situation, because like he got out of this, he got out, but he's still indulged in the wife swapping and the drugs. So he is a piece of shit, but he's the shiny piece of shit. But he's not the biggest, unfortunately.
And I love that. I love that I hold them in the palm of my hands. So guys, if people cope and seethe about that in the YouTube chat today, guess what? I'm giving my mods free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. Now, jokes.
Are you winning, son? Release the moderators. They do it for free.
Jokes are cool. Fans making jokes. I love that. Was it JB or BJ made a great joke this morning. I thought it was awesome. Somebody else said, headbutt that light.
Hey, look at that base pill in the chat. Hey, how's it going? This is a really good video. I like this, man. I'll link your channel as well. I'll link the channel, shall I? I'll put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Base pill. Pretty easy to find, but I'll link it all the same. There you go. There you go.
Button.
Like and subscribe it,
like
lads.
Rational.
Get him to 1,000. Get him to 1,000.
That's a fucking joke. It's the dumbest, fucking gayest, most untrue, jokiest thing there is. BJ made the Macarena joke, which I thought was really good. So
tell us the joke, Aaron.
If it drove him nuts yesterday,
explain the
and
joke,
they didn't
Aaron.
like it, then let's drive him nuts today and do the same thing and just watch him seethe. I hate to be the coolest fucking guy in the world right in front of you like this.
Even I subscribe.
But if it's just gonna rain the whole time, why not? Not gonna be able to sneak golf in, I don't think. Isn't that heartbreaking? Isn't that the worst? I'm not gonna be able to go. I haven't golfed in over 3 weeks. It's gonna be 4 weeks. Do you understand? I've been out golfing like 6 or 7 times this year. In May and
don't live in fucking Minnesota.
In June, I was fucking crushing it. I mean, not like golfing well. No, I was fucking terrible.
What a thing to say. I was crushing it. Not in my wife. No, not in my wife's my relationship with my wife. Not in the golfing. But in life in general. I did lose everything, but I was crushing it, dudes. Like, what do you mean? You got nothing.
But I was like getting out there a lot, and now
you got out of the house. That's a W. Rack it up, Aaron W. He left the house. Good boy. Like that's an achievement for a streamer, I suppose. Oh my goodness! I went to the grocery store. Big W that day.
Not a damn thing. Then one of my best friends that I go golfing with tells me he's got golfer's elbow. Fuck, we're getting old, dude. We're not even 40 yet. We're just getting out of our mid-30s. And I got guys like, I can't golf, man. Why? I got golfer's elbow. God damn it. What's next? Tendonitis, and you're going to be wearing those weird braces on your arms? Mother.
You shouldn't, take better care of yourself. He's like, 37? Same age as me, 37. He should not have, these conditions. Or his friend should not have these conditions. Just take better fucking care of yourself.
Blitz League says, Sector Aaron, you're so far above people shit-talking in the chat. Oil the steel toe machine and ignore people talking shit. Do it again. When it comes to troll wrangling, the best thing
he looks like he's 50. He's 2 months younger than me. I know this because when I saw the restraining order, I saw his birthday and it's Christmas Eve, and which is part of this, which is important for the story because the Rekietas abandoned their children on Christmas to go to gambling with their swinging couple, which is Aaron in April. So a bit embarrassing. Like Nick came out and said, like, hey, I did not leave my kids alone at home to go to the casino. They had a babysitter. We went to the casino on Christmas and abandoned them, yes, but they had a babysitter. Okay, you guys, you A-logs have got this story all wrong. You both look like you're 50. Oh, ripperoni. Oh, well. Get a mod. No, I'm just kidding. So, is what it is. Is what it is.
Give them what they want and watch them go fucking crazy. And by the way, you know what else gets them, boys and girls? Knocking out the goals. 295 is the number today. You guys went
Can
way
we hit
over
it?
yesterday.
Can we hit the
you
goal?
guys fucking crushed it. Thank you so much.
Makes those A-logs so angry if you give me money. Wouldn't it be funny if we just gave me money? Like, that's what he's saying. Like, the A-logs hate it. Like, are people actually this stupid to fall for that? Like, if you say, like, if you give me money, it's going to make my enemies hate me. Like, politicians do this all the time. It's like, if you hate those Democrats, you got to send me $10. And it works. It works. It's so stupid, though. It's so stupid.
295 is today's number. We've also been knocking the goal down by about 20, 30 bucks a day on our own because
we've been crushing. We're crushing the goal. That's why we're reducing the goal. 20 bucks a day. How low can it go? Yeah, you can crush the goal if you keep reducing the price. Like, this is like, what is this, like Ralph tier? Like, every day the goal is a little bit less, down to that $100 goal. It's going to be there soon.
As the numbers are
Aaron
starting to
fakes
come in,
donos, does he?
And we're doing all right.
It wouldn't surprise me because, like not like the amount of people that actually donate is very small on a stream. It's like 1 or 2%, I would say. And I'm not sure how big Aaron's stream is, but I'm pretty sure it's roughly the same size or smaller than mine. So it seems unlikely that he's getting that amount of money, unless he's got some real big simps. You never know. I'm pretty sure he only usually gets like a couple hundred people, but you know, it's like decent size. It's still small though. It's like really small to try and make a lifestyle of that. Fortunately, my income doesn't come from streaming. It's just a hobby for me. Maybe I should be more consistent, but I do make a lot of money from YouTube though, which is nice.
So we dropped it a little bit for you by about 30 today. Plus you guys went over yesterday. So 295 is the number. You know what's really going to drive them nuts, guys?
About 200 views. That's what I thought. That's what I
thought. Light up Streamlabs
that,
and call them fake donations. Go ahead and do that. We'll knock this thing out money-wise, and even on the holiday.
Don't even mention fake donations. Just don't even mention it. What are you doing? I thought you were good at troll wrangling. This is not a good move. You got to learn from the king, Ethan Ralph. Come on.
Getaway day. We'll get ourselves a win. Thank you, Blitz League. Fauci's Pangolin says, proverb for Aaron. There was a dog named Jeebs whose balls hung to his knees. He did some crack on a bitch's back, and now his balls have fleas.
Is he talking about himself?
I am susceptible to a limerick. Mr. Beat says, Aaron, have you came across Podcast Illustrated? That shit is hilarious. The guy who made
okay, so I'm going to check this guy out. Like Podcast Illustrated. Let me have a look. Podcast Illustrated. I think I checked it out before. So I guess they just like animate live streams or something. Podcast Illustrated. That's not it. I guess I need to search by. Oh, I found it. Okay, let's have a good look. Let's take a quick look at this. Red Bars, Endgame. Where's Aaron's stuff? They've got Bert Kreischer is the Machine Special Edition. I guess this is Aaron and thing. I gotta hold on. Let me get past this ad. Hold on a second. Let's play this.
Who makes those animations of me, and it's just like clips of our show and shit like that.
All right, so this is what he's talking about. Joe Rogan podcast, and I guess Aaron, and there was like some chick in a bikini in this. I assume that's April.
Health-wise.
She's a slag. So it looks like they just like kind of do South Park animation style. Oh, here we go. Here's Aaron in April. There we go. Found it. Steel toe added to fool's list. Let's check this out.
Well, the thing with Mike is, yeah, he came back after that year. He was different. You could tell something was bothering him, but he lies to his audience. And finding out that he was dishonest.
I can't like this actually looks like a pretty funny sort of video, but like I can't take the Aaron in this, so can't take the Aaron. I gotta go back to this. I gotta get through this. Gotta get through this.
I watched one he did a while back. I haven't watched the new one about like the crack house and me and April and the Reketas and all that. I haven't watched that one, but I've heard from fans who love this fucking show. They're like, yeah, it's mean, but that's like the point of it. He's like making fun of you, but it's really funny. So
oh no,
maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a great spot today. Like I'm in a good.
He sounds like he's doing. It sounds like he's doing.
I don't know if I want to watch something
good.
that brings me back to the thing that destroyed my life. But
I love those animations that remind me that I destroyed my life. Like, is this guy like hiding tears after everything he says? I'm like I assume this is clipped, right? Like Base Bill clipped this, but is this like the entire show? Is this what the steel toe, like the toe bros are into? Like, what are they actually doing on this? Is it just Aaron like coping about his life? Is that the entire show, like every day? Do they actually talk about shit, or is it just
maybe
like
it's a
Aaron
good
complaining?
test to see if you're okay? No, I know better than that. There was also some Rekieta news overnight that people were writing me about. Guys, I'm really in one of those there, but for the grace of God, go I moods. And it's like, I'm over the anger stage of grief. And then let's be honest, that's what, it started with me wanting to come clean and bare my soul. And I did that. And I was so happy that I told the truth and did all that stuff and told the truth anytime anything came out. I'm so happy that I just faced that shit head on. I know it frustrates people who hate me because they want me to run and hide from it. I don't. I address it honestly, and we move on. And that's why we've gained so many fans. There's a sincerity to this show that haters don't like. And it's also
maybe you shouldn't just be as sincere. Maybe you should just not talk about it or just lie. I don't know. I don't think being sincere is working out too well for you.
So not the narrative they want, so they get mad about it. Again, I can't help you.
Him coping about his life is the more interesting part of the show.
There's a million places you can go to see about that. I'm sorry that I don't let you do it here, and I'm sorry that drives you nuts, but you're treating me like I'm your E-daddy, and it's really fucking creepy. I mean, don't get me wrong, another win for the toe, but...
Rack it up, another toe W. What is it? 25, what? 1,029 and 0? Good. The winning toe bros. I winning.
It still makes you creepy. Do be a better whatever the fuck you are. But I don't know if I want to watch the thing because like I had the anger stage. I think like last week when I was still doing some Rekieta stuff, that was probably the anger phase of.
Isn't he still doing Rekieta shit? Like
I was starting to lay it on.
I mean, I am too.
However, my message has always been, if they're getting better, if they're getting help and they're getting healthier, then I'm rooting for them. Every single one of them. People forget. The guy was my friend. I know it's a weird friendship and it's hard to understand, but he was my
Does it really count as a friendship if you're fucking each other's wives? I'm not sure if that's a friendship. Like, the real question is, what were Aaron and Nick fucking? Because Nick did come into his room when he was streaming from his house. Like, Aaron was in Nick's room. And then Nick comes in his underwear and licks his ear. That's a pretty weird thing for bros to do. I've never had one of my bros do that to me. So maybe I just don't know that true male friendship. I don't know. That's true. They are asking my bros.
Friend. Kayla, obviously more than a friend. April, clearly my wife. Somewhat
not
clearly,
so much anymore.
Loved them all, right? At some point.
It's a total
so
bro
that
move.
hurts.
See then?
When
yeah, it is.
You find out that, some evil shit's going on. Or you knew evil shit was going on. You wanted to stop it, and it didn't. And it kept going, and it got worse. But I don't feel the need to kick anybody. I don't think if I want April to get better, if I want April to be in a healthier place, or I want all of them to be in a healthier place, me kicking them is not going to help. So, in my opinion,
so the one thing that I think I mentioned this previously, but like, I'm not convinced that Aaron actually likes Kayla at all. I don't think that he wanted to fuck Kayla. I think he wanted to fuck Nick's wife. And those are two different things.
I saw, I didn't watch them, but I saw some thumbnails from Illicit Clips. I'm a big Illicit Clips fan.
Hey, shout out to Illicit Clips.
And she had some clips of Nick's stream from Monday. I think he did one Monday. And dude,
go support
he
her.
looks
Go support that
healthier.
Alyssa
That's a
Clips.
good thing.
What is it?
I hope he's off the
Gibson
powder. I hope he's off the booze. I hope he's off of all of it. Maybe the kid thing was a wake-up call. Whatever. I know. Look, Camelot's words are always in the back of my head when he's like, "They're not sometimes Zicks, they're addicts." And he's
that's an interesting distinction to draw. Could you elaborate? Well, he doesn't care about. I mean, I think you're being sneaky, right? You just wanted me to. Basically, he would rather put his dick into a hole that Nick's dick has been into rather than fuck a woman. That's the implication. That he's in love with getting Nick's sloppy seconds rather than actually just some women. That's the implication there.
Got a more negative view of.
Is it going to? All right, I think I'm back. I think we're back. Sorry. I actually did get a thing about the internet today. I got this message about my internet problems, and it should be hopefully fixed soon, as in August. So they actually did send out a thing. But yeah, I'm back. I just got disconnected briefly from stealing my neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Defer to him. But he looked in the thumbnail.
Don't worry, you didn't miss any Aaron content. It's all still waiting for you. I paused it for you.
At least he looked healthier. He looked like he'd put some weight on. He looked like he had more color in his face. So
yeah, Nick's getting fat.
Everyone's getting healthy. I think that's awesome. I think that's really good. I agree with Keanu that I think the best thing would be for all of them to start their lives over separately.
So like Keanu is like his female co-host question marks or whatever. There's another video I have about Gino and Keanu quit Steel Toe show. I'm not sure if I can get past that. Like 10 minutes more of Aaron is a lot. But basically, from what I understand, Aaron just gets his co-hosts on and they immediately leave the show every time and they start bad-mouthing him. And like I've heard some rumors that like Keanu's like allegedly like passing secret messages from the Rekieta camp and they've got like nudes of Kayla or some shit. I don't know if that's true or not. I think someone told me it's not true, but I'm not sure. So I don't know what's going on there, but basically every one of their friends hates Aaron if they just come into contact with him. Like I think he wasn't even invited to their wedding. I think he mentions that in the video, actually, this one. Like he said, like Aaron couldn't go to, I guess, either Keanu or Keanu's friend's wedding because he would be too much of a distraction. Like he's a local celebrity on his little YouTube channel. He's going to be, nobody's going to be able to focus on the groom and the bride. You know, you don't want to take too much attention away from them. No, that's not happening. Come on now. Like, we'll see. We'll put it up a vote to the chat at the end of this one. If you can stand 10 more minutes of Aaron.
If they're not going to do that, at the very least, get off the smack, get off the junk and get healthier. That would be a good thing. So I know some more documents came out, but
they keep coming out. It never stops.
First of all, I have no idea what they mean. And unless you know me, when it comes to this whole thing, including stuff that comes out about me, if it's not fact, I tell you it's not fact. Like when they said, oh, they found this in Nick's house, I've always been clear and said, I never saw that. I never saw that he had that, So,
I mean, but the only thing they really said that they found was like the ketamine, the brown substance, and the coke, right? So I'm not sure what else. I think Aaron confirmed all of that, so I'm not sure what he's talking about exactly here.
If they produce it and they show it, then yeah, okay, they had it. But like, if they say they have it, then they probably have it. I never saw it. Or like, abusive children and stuff like that. They loved their kids. I mean,
well, neglect is abuse. Let's be real here. And Aaron said straight up that the Rekietas were all sleeping in one big bed. I'm sorry, that's the four of them, 4 adults to the bed. And they were spending so much time together that the kids would knock on the door asking for food. That is neglect. That is abuse. Aaron said, by his own words, that he had to cook them like SpaghettiOs or some shit. So he did observe abuse. If he's not admitting to it, that is abuse. Neglect is abuse, especially if kids are going hungry. Come on now.
Yeah, the drugs got a hold of them and they didn't pay enough attention to them and all that. But like,
that's abuse.
They didn't have animosity or hatred or disgust or anything.
Maybe they didn't hit their kids, right? But they led a degenerate lifestyle that led the police to bust down their fucking door and take them away from their parents. And they're going to remember that forever. And this is all on the internet. It's never going away. Like, they're going to be going through high school and kids are going to be bringing up their cell phone like, hey, I didn't know your mum got fucked by this dude from the Steel Toe Show. Like, what the fuck? Just keep these degenerate lifestyles out of children's lives. Like, if you want to live a degenerate lifestyle, that's fine. Just don't be a parent then, or at least have the decency to wait until kids are old enough to leave the house. Or just take it out of the house and do it somewhere else. But you brought it into the house. 4 adults sleeping to a bed in a big bedroom for days on end on these coke-fueled benders. That is not acceptable. Like, what the fuck?
Towards their kids. They loved their kids. Addiction's a bitch.
That's true. Nick did actually blame his kids for his stress in the police files.
This new document that came out, people wanted me to comment on it. First of all, it's from there's shit in there from
allegedly
years ago. And that people change, and things change. And, if it's something that came out that happened a couple weeks ago or a month or 2 ago, that's different. That's totally different. If it's a new update, be happy to talk about it. But the internet likes a pile on. And I engaged in it. Didn't make me feel better. That's the one thing I would tell people. If you go on the internet and you're like, hey, pile on time. I can tell you from experience, last Friday I had an epiphany where I went,
maybe it wasn't a good idea to go on the internet and tell everyone you're doing laundry. Wow, big fucking epiphany. Well done, my friend. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was funny and I enjoyed watching it. But no, you just went on the casino and fucking felted yourself. You even looked in the camera and said, I'm felted. Like, what are you doing? Don't share these details. You're just so fucking butthurt, so mad that you wanted to do as much damage to Rekieta as you could. That's why he went on and did that tour, by the way. Because it was revenge. It was a petty revenge arc where he thought he could make himself be the tragic hero. Oh no, I bravely left this to see. I couldn't stand it any longer. And it's all designed. Like, I believe a lot of what he said is true, but it's all a lot of it's half truths as well. Like the shit about him saying that Rekieta was that Kayla was like, oh, I love you, I can't live without you. That's just his own mind fantasy or whatever. But it was all the reason he went and exposed this information was just to do damage. Because he was upset that he got kicked out of the throuple. I guess it was the polycule, then it turned into a throuple. The throuple would be 3 people, right?
None of this is making me feel better. Temporarily it does. You get that euphoric rush of judging someone. It doesn't make you feel better. So
yeah, that's why he's Aaron Emotep, because he's 50 years old.
Out,
he's a mummy.
Enjoy it. Do whatever you want to do.
That's exactly what he did.
I'm good. Again, I hope everybody's healthy. I hope everybody's happy.
I don't think he thought he could. I don't think he actually thought he would steal Nick's audience. He did mention. I remember seeing a clip where he said this is a temporary bump in views. So he did realize that the bump in views would be temporary, but I think he just got overwhelmed by the dopamine hit as well as the satisfaction of having revenge on somebody.
What happens when you move on?
He sounds like he's
your
moved
own
on.
thing. You start keeping your eye on your own bobber, watching your own life. You realize that none of this stuff is healthy. None of it really matters, And I know there's probably people in my chat right now who they think this shit does matter to them and they're getting really worked up and excited and they're really angry with me. That's fine. I'd look in a mirror if I were you. Don't look at me. I shouldn't affect you this much.
I mean, as of 1 day ago, he's got Alyssa in his thumbnail. So I assume that's Alyssa Clips Rekieta content, right? If I look down and see when it was the last time he actually put Rekieta in the thumbnail or something, I'm kind of curious about that. It sounds like he's moved on, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you do with it what you want to do with it. I'll do what I want to do with it. I got a great fucking weekend with my family ahead, and I'm incredibly excited about it. Mr. Beat says, any co-host today? No, wouldn't you know it? Everybody's not doing anything today. I talked to a few different people, and they just couldn't do it. They
just couldn't stand you for even this one day. Come on,
really busy. Gino's got a lot of post-compound stuff going on.
Well, it's kind of funny because the second video is Gino quit the show. So I guess it didn't quite work out.
And I hope the best for my buddy Gino. I talked to Gino yesterday, and I'm hoping for the best for him. I know that losing Garrett and Steve was really tough. And
are those previous hosts that also left the show? Is this just a revolving door? like it sounds like the Steel Toe Show has about as much turnover as a call center. Like the worst job of the internet is being this guy's co-host.
But that's the kind of guy Gino is. Like people see this loud, like Gino's an asshole and Gino's this and that. That guy has a huge heart, like a massive heart.
Apparently a massive brain too, because he was smart enough to leave this show.
He's always been remarkably good to me. One of those guys who's like such a good friend, it makes you want to be a better friend back and help them out when they need it. So, you know, he's got the compound censored stuff going on. People have done rumors where they're like, Gavin's not going to let anyone do shows outside of compound censored stuff. I'm like, that's not a thing. Like, doesn't Pat Dixon works for him and he does like Rumble shows.
So, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I think Nick has just given up on Rumble. I keep forgetting to mention it, but like the first stream back, Nick was using this awful Rumble video player because Rumble's a piece of shit website. And I was curious, why are you using this Rumble video player? And he fucked it up so much. There was a hot mic where you could hear that April was over there and he was looking for his court documents. So the goblin April was in the corner of the room on that very first Rumble stream back. And it turns out the reason he was using it is because Rumble has a built-in sponsorship thing where you can press a button and play an ad and get a confirmed rate initially. So the idea was that if you got like 2,000 people watching or something, and you hit the button, you'll get like a guaranteed 500, 1,000 or whatever the money is, right? But it didn't work. It didn't even fucking work. So the only thing he could shill on that stream was this really crappy like product. I mean, it's not better than any other products he showed on the show, like the Baldo or that stupid like little chainsaw that couldn't even cut through a pet bottle. Like very low energy website, barely even functions. Rumble still exists, Nate. It does. It is good to have competitors to YouTube, but Rumble is just god awful. It works really bad over here too, because I don't think it's got any cache service in Asia. It's mostly an American thing.
So I feel like all of those people are allowed to do shit, but you know, he's fucking crazy busy. I'm proud of him, man. He seems really motivated. He seems like he's really kicking it in the ass. So I'm really proud of him. I agree with Mr. Beat. He's genuinely a good dude. Big heart. He's one of those guys where that's where the internet's kind of retarded because people are like, I fucking hate Gino, he's piece of shit, he's blah, blah, blah. You do understand when people are doing shows, they have personas, right? That we don't walk around like this all the time. And
I'm not sure I believe that. I mean, yeah, that is true. People do craft personas. I kind of feel like an afternoon with Aaron feels exactly like this, which is pretty painful. I don't think this is the mask, the amazing Aaron mask that he doesn't want to let slip. Pretty sure this is why all the co-hosts are leaving. Is because you try and spend like an afternoon with this dude. You go to like get a coffee or something, and this is exactly what it sounds like. He just talks about how he's owning the haters by letting his moderators ban everybody, and it just drives you insane.
Fucking Gino Bisconti does not owe a bunch of trolls in his chat a big heart. You know, he saves that. You know, what's that line in Cinderella Man? My brains and my balls are for business, and this is business. My heart is for my family. And that's him. Das Optic Nerve says, I hear Gavin is going to ban headbands. Well, I don't think there's a clearer message than that. It's fine. I guess we'll just have to start the Steel Toe Network if Gino can't wear his headbands. All right, guys, lots of stuff to talk about today. Here's what I'd like to see.
Only the deepest toe bros.
I'd like to see the super chats and the Venmos and the PayPals and the Rumble rants flow like wine. I'd like to see memberships all over the place. I'd like to see it be a big day for the toe today.
I'd like to see it be a big day for the toe, big toe day. Oh man, asking for money thing is very. It's a bold play. If it works, then okay, you can probably get away with it. Like if it really comes in, if he gets a big support coming in. But if you ask for money and nobody donates, that's holy shit. That's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. People have said that he fakes his donations. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, people have put forward the idea.
Let's go to the text line. A lot of text line people the last couple of days, by the way. It says, I don't hate you. I am sorry. And the message was for my friend at work. I wanted her to see the Mexican Ian Curtis. I don't know what that. Oh, he accidentally sent me a link to something. Okay. Another person, does your shirt say I?
Is he just reading his actual text messages from like his friends and family and mum or whatever, or is this like viewers? I'm not sure which was that.
Love food. Oh, and here's a guy, Dawn, with a email that says we support
This is
you
torture.
and Steel Toe.
I'm gonna put a poll up to like
a lot of people, because I legally can't talk about most of that stuff.
All right.
Monday.
Do you guys want the additional 10 minutes of Aaron, where it's Gino and Keanu quit Steel Toe morning show? Aaron couldn't afford them. Imholte annoyed. We're going to put a poll up. This is a binding poll. Do you want the additional Aaron vid? Binding poll. Be sure to like and subscribe to stream, everything like that. This is a binding poll. When we get to the end of this video, it takes effect.
Okay. A lot of people writing in and going, I had your same situation. I get it. What they say in their email is people make stuff up and it really hurts. I'm not saying that's
those
I'm not
mean
saying that
emails.
I'm just saying what they write to me. And I find that very comforting from the people who love this show. So thank you guys very, very much. And again, 295 is the number today. Jason Whitlock wrote this piece, and I wanted to go through it because part of me feels for the guy. And the other part just says, oh, grandpa, this, don't, walk away from this one, son. It's bad for you. Because people bother themselves with
people are actually voting yes. I was hoping I could end the stream, but people are keeping it alive.
Legit bother themselves. People stay up at night worrying about the social climate of the United States. It's like, guys, it's over, baby. It's done. Just accept that old way is gone. Accept that this new way is here. Yeah, it sucks worse. Yeah, we don't like it. But it's here, and there's nothing we can do about it, and just enjoy the show. And people hate that kind of attitude. They think I'm killing the country as much as a hot Tua girl is. But it's I know which tides you can find.
People are still talking about that chick. I'm pretty sure her 15 minutes is over. She did really well. She got in and got out and got her bag. She made hundreds of thousands of dollars apparently. She got $30,000 for one appearance for just being a girl that just said hot tour or something. And I didn't even really see the original video. People were talking about it. I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I just saw the actual video.
I've been around long enough now. I've got enough experience, so to speak, that I know which tides you can push back on and which ones you can't. And hot to a girl you can't push back on because she'll push right back up on it. Am I right? So this is Jason Whitlock from The Blaze. He says the consequences of celebrating promiscuity are clear.
Watch it on 2 times
Fatherless children, drag queen story hour, and pride parade. So we're just throwing everything. We're just throwing everything into celebrating promiscuity. Okay.
Stream went. No, I think we're about at the end of the stream, honestly. I think I'll end it. Aaron is killing his own show and he's killing my show too. So I think once we get past the Aaron shit,
all
it's
falls
over.
under that.
It's never been so over.
Fatherless children, drag queen.
Unless some new information.
I think that one's a reach. But
5 times speed. That's still too slow.
And pride parades. Is that just because we're all fucking though? Maybe. See, when I read shit like this, I go, maybe. But what are you going to do? Is that, but that's my point. Is that a genie you can put back in the bottle? The fuck genie? Good luck squeezing the fuck toothpaste back into the fuck tube.
Does he mean the cum? Does he mean squeezing the cum out of his wife? No, that's not coming out. What is it? Microchimerism? It's there for good now.
No way. People, the verdict is in. People enjoy it.
What, coming in your wife?
Fans. I've even heard some people take their very happy marriage.
At least somebody gets to enjoy that, I suppose.
And they just swap out with another set of partners just because they like fucking. They walk into a room cock first and they make horrible decisions. I've heard this. I've heard people do this. I know it sounds unbelievable, but I've heard these tales.
Oh, no. It's so painful. Painful. But that's a good clip. Go check out Base Pill. He seems pretty based. Give him some subs. He's pretty close to 1,000. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? All right. The poll is binding. Fuck. I wanted to go to bed and eat my melon bread. But I guess we got to watch this video. But I'm putting it at 1.25 speed from the bat. So there's another 8 minutes here. This is called... Whose channel is this from? This is from TV's Will Heron. Actually, he does some pretty good clips. I've been seeing. He does some... Looks like he's doing Nick, Keanu, and Steel Toe. Looks like he's a toe bro. Or he's a toe appreciator or something. I don't know. But go check out TV's Will Heron. I have actually used his clips in the past, and it's been a quite good resource for me. All right, let's go into this. This is called Gino and Keanu Quit Steel Toe Morning Show. Aaron couldn't afford them. Imholte annoyed. Last one.
Yep. Once a week, once every other week, I'll just go, hey, man, I hope you're hanging in there okay.
Is this another host that's abandoned the show? Like, has this guy already quit the show? This video was released 8 days ago. Is this guy already quit?
Blah, 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 and I'll get a text back. And I don't want to bum the guy out. Sometimes I'll just text Keanu because I'm like, I don't want to bother Gino with this right now. So Gino was doing a show on YouTube today. He was doing like an impromptu in hot water thing. And someone asked him if he was going to be doing Steel Toe Friday.
Gotcha.
Now, I will say this. I will echo the sentiments of Keanu Thompson.
You asked for this, chat.
Keanu and Gino were always temporary here.
Yeah.
Keanu and Gino were never in the full-time, long-term plans of Steel Toe for one main reason. I couldn't afford to let them keep coming here and then...
Wait, so he has to pay his friends to come on stream? Is that what I'm hearing? First of all, this sounds like absolute cope. Like, they were never meant to be here forever. They're too expensive. He has to pay, like, is he paying people to come to his birthday party?
I couldn't offer them a fair price. What I was giving them was friend prices. They were giving me friend prices. They were working.
And now they're not friends anymore. Amazing. Amazing. You mix friends and business together. It's a great move. It works every time.
As friends. They were helping out basically for the transition while April left.
How much do I pay BP? I give him smallpox blankets. That's what I pay him in. Oh, no, the Japanese ad. I was on my other account where I had YouTube Premium. And now I'm on this one, which doesn't.
They filled in for almost 3 full months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot longer than temporary. So
Star Wars girl versus potentially criminal. That was a fight. Look, Sean's a good boy. He didn't do nothing. That's my stance. He's a good boy.
So something was going to happen. What I thought was going to be the end of it for sure, their run here, was as they got closer to the wedding. And that took up more of their time, made them more and more busy. And it's like, guys, focus on the wedding, that whole thing. Well, then the compound sensor thing comes. Then these horse shit allegations about Miko, which I can't say loud enough. Lies, incorrect. But
wait, what are these? Are these additional lies, or is he talking about the cocaine and the fucking and the wife swapping? Because it's like pretty hard to get worse accusations than this. Or are these additional? Like, I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about here. Does it get worse for the Tobros? Someone with a bit more information, maybe they can illuminate me on this one.
It's 2.5 years ago. Before I never met.
Okay, so this is the wife beating allegations. Okay. Are you winning, son? Yeah.
These two.
Yep.
I would say you can believe papers or what you saw and what you experienced. I would say probably bullshit, but people can think what they want. I know my friends Gino and Keanu have my back. I also know I don't want to put my friends in a fucked up position. I don't want to put my friends in a position where they have to deny something, or they have to hem and haw about something, or they have to address uncomfortable shit about someone they have, they do a show with.
Yep. So
when Gino said, not only am I not doing Steel Toe anymore, and then he couldn't remember my name for a second. Thank you, buddy. But at least you didn't call me
His own friends, co-host cut. Look at that pause. Holy shit. What an uncharitable pause. Look, chat. Poster 1. Do you think this man would beat his wife? Is this the fate? Like, would you trust this man? Look at this. Like, look at the joy in his eyes. How could you think this man would beat his wife? Allegedly. That's a very reasonable guy, right?
He said, I'm not doing any Steel Toe or Dabbleverse stuff anymore. Like, I'm going away from the whole thing. And my attitude on this is not what Gino said. Gino and I texted today. Keanu and I texted today. We are fine. We're good. I'm totally fine. I respect their decision so much.
Isn't like Keanu's channel is just like all A-logging Aaron now or something? I think I tried to look over at her channel, but I don't know. She's like an OnlyFans thought or something. I don't know who Keanu is, but like it seemed like every one of her videos was just like Aaron's a piece of shit or something.
What I told both Gino and Keanu, first of all, I told Gino, I said, Gino said, I'm sorry if it came off, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote him back. I said, don't you dare apologize.
Yeah.
Like, A, I understand that you're going through some shit right now. And B, I know that I'm not the easiest guy to hitch your wagons to at the moment. So I fucking get it. It's
Does
fine.
he misunderstand therapy? He's constantly whining about something. The internet is his therapy. That's what this show is about. Holy shit! Every single one of these pauses makes Aaron look like a serial killer. There is not a good pause. Like I'll give him a do-over, right?
You guys filled in at
it doesn't look better. It doesn't look better.
a time where I really needed you. You could also argue that it was unfair for me not to give them an end date when they could stop getting up at 5 in the fucking morning.
Right.
So this is actually an interesting chat. Deez says he seems way too soy and beta to be beating anyone. See, that's the thing, is that it's actually weaker people that beat women typically because they need to feel powerful. They need to feel in control. Like if you're really like a strong person, you don't need to beat people because you have presence, right? You have respect of people. You don't need it. It's actually like the male feminists, the really skinny guys, the Ron Toyes that are the women beaters, because they need to do that to assert control because their control is already in doubt. So it's an interesting dichotomy, I think. But yeah, the beta male rage is a real thing.
So, and with this censored thing hanging over his head, I think the censored thing, even if there wouldn't have been those bullshit allegations, the censored thing would have been enough for him to not do the show anymore.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's that's a serious deal.
Dealing with this, at least temporarily, Gino would be off the show. 100%. Now, I also told Gino, I go, your spot is back open whenever you want it.
Yep.
Whenever you want to be on, you can have your spot back. So Gino,
I'm sure he's like chomping at the bit for that. He really can't wait. Ron Toya exerted control with a literal remote control. Delicious irony. It is very funny, isn't it? He threw a remote control at his wife and threatened to kill a judge's kid. And he actually wore a wife beater to court, which is, again, very ironic.
says I can't do steel toe. All right, awesome, cool. I understand. And honestly saw it coming. Like I knew that wasn't going to be like he wasn't going to be able to do that.
It's a steel toe greatest hits. Somebody's leaving. Is this guy already gone? I have to know. I have to know. I feel like he's already gone.
Censored thing and everything else. So then I talked to Keanu real quick. Hey, I don't even know who this is. They go, hey, buddy, if you haven't gotten a chance to see, Gino almost denounced you, but it seems he just forgot your name anyway. Sorry to hear, really love the show. No, again, people on the internet, no offense, you don't know shit. And we talked today.
I think I know a lot more than I should. Because you told everything, and it became out in court documents as well. So I think we know a lot more than you would like, honestly.
It's fine, you know. And then I talked to Keanu just to make sure, because I assume those two are a package deal.
Right.
I assume that they're, if one of them's busy and stressing the fuck out about something, the other one's busy and stressing the fuck out about something. So I wrote to her and she's like, oh yeah, I know you probably assumed, but like we two of us can't do the show anymore. This, blah, blah. I'm not going to tell you exactly what she said.
Yeah.
But this was a day that was coming. We move on. Rumble Friday was a day that I was doing solo. Actually,
Rumble Friday. Oh man, set your calendar. Put in the date. Holy shit. Rumble Friday. Look forward to that. That sounds amazing. Oh my goodness. Can't wait to see Rumble. Jesus. Wow.
I was doing Thursdays and Fridays solo before Gino and Keanu came back and started doing their thing. I'd been doing them solo since April 1st.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. And a couple others when my Thursday, Friday co-host wasn't feeling well. I would.
Another psychopath pause. Oh no. You guys keep saying Moby in the chat. That's not his real name. They just call him like the musician, right? Like Moby. Surely. I don't know who this dude is, but like, holy shit, all these psychopath faces. Is this the entire show?
I would do a lot of solo Thursdays and Fridays towards the end. So
oh man,
that's what we do now. I'm happy with it. I'm fine with the way things are going right now. I have to say, I feel very positive about what we've been doing and the numbers being way up and all that stuff. So I also see like our haters are getting super desperate. And that obviously means we're doing something right.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of content to hate on in the near future. I don't think there's going to be a dearth of anything with the way things are going. The haters, it's them damn haters. We're winning, guys.
So onward and upward. I will say this:
Kleinfeld's.
Gino and Keanu, welcome on this show anytime. As far as I know, anniversary show still a go.
Okay, that was my question.
As far as their wedding and stuff like that, I mean, obviously, until they tell me no, I plan on being in that wedding party if they decide that's not.
Wait, I'm pretty sure he was kicked out of this wedding. Am I right? Like this video is 8 days old. I thought he wasn't allowed to go to the wedding because, or I think what happened is that he got kicked out, and then he tried to say he didn't want to go of his own volition because he was going to be too much of a distraction. Oh, he was disinvited. He was. I thought so. So I guess it didn't age well. I don't know, but this guy, like, if you tell this guy you can't come to your wedding, you better be locking your doors at night.
They want, that's fine too. Like I said, I just spent the last 5 days or so with, like, those of you on the internet, you're so Johnny come lately. Like, Steel Toe was around for like 7 years before that. We've had so many second mics leave under much more terrible circumstances, and we just keep on swimming.
Is this supposed to be a W? Look, internet guys, you may have made fun of me for all my co-hosts leaving, but I've been here for 7 years, and we've had many more people leave. The self-felts just keep coming. It's Aaron's greatest hits. It's just making fun of himself. Holy shit.
We just keep on going.
I think this will be the last time I do an Aaron segment. These are brutal to get through. These are absolutely brutal. The chat just voted to play this to torture me, I think.
Yeah.
Pete, Zach, Mark, Dave, Lou, Randy. I don't blame Gino and Keanu one bit.
No.
Gino and Keanu thought that I'm too much of a fucking problem to be around while they're going through all this shit.
Maybe I'll let the chat decide.
Distance themselves from me, which, by the way, I'm not saying that's what they're doing. They've got a lot of shit going on right now. But even if they wanted to, that's fine. I'm not here to control what other people do. If I really thought that those two thought I was hi-ya.
I will say that the Aaron face pause game is pretty fun. It's like a psycho face bingo or something.
If I really had an inkling that those two thought I did that,
is this how Aaron gets you? Is this how Aaron gets you with the face pausing game? I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Estimate them on this program, and I'd never want to talk to them again. That would piss me off. That would upset me. But I know that's not what they think. So therefore, I respect their decision. I've talked to them about their decision, and I told them, guys, I understand completely.
If you say, I respect their decision, just don't. Just don't. You sound like you respect it. Don't say that in aggravated voice. Aggravated voice. What a mistake. What a disaster.
Completely. And whenever you want to come back, your seat is open. If you ever wanted to spend a Thursday on Steel,
whenever you want to come fucking back. Your seat is open, you piece of shit. Yeah, it sounds like you broke up on good terms with your friends.
Kiki, absolutely. Gino, if all this compound censor shit you guys up so bad that you can't do August 10th, I get it. It would be a big mistake. We'd have a lot of fun. You'd make some money. We'd hang out, whatever. But if you wanted to, if you were like, look, this compound censored shit is getting really complicated. It's a month away. Our show is.
Yeah.
We don't feel like.
Is that like the mega show, compound censored or something? I don't know.
Planning and taking a trip right now, or
I don't know the deep toe law.
Whatever the contract ends up being, because for what we pay them to come here, it's a good chunk of money. Don't get me wrong, but they have to fly here. Actually, that's about it because they stay here. We eat together. Yeah, I mean, now they make a decent chunk for coming out. I mean, they're not going to get rich off of it.
No,
but they take home a decent chunk when they're done. But they give us friendly prices.
They give us friendly prices. Why is he so fucking mad all the time?
I'll give them that. So yeah, if they wanted to not do the anniversary show, I'd like 30 days notice at least so we could plan some other things.
30 days notice to go on a live stream? Like, you just called him from the 30 days notice. Like, this is like, I hate scheduling things with people. And I usually won't do it more than 3-4 days out because people are so fickle that they just disappear if you try and plan anything more like a week or 2 weeks in advance. 30 days in advance. I don't know if he's going to have a co-host or any friends in 30 days. That seems like a reach. 30 days notice to go on a live stream for what I assume is free. Yeah, clear your social calendar. 30 days notice.
That would be nice.
Play around with some shit. That's fine. But if they wanted to not do the anniversary show, which they have not said, that they're not doing the anniversary show, and they both had ample opportunity to do so. If they said, Aaron, you're a distraction during our wedding. Lord,
knows I don't want to be a distraction during somebody's wedding. And as much as I love those two, I would love to be at their wedding. If they said I was a distraction and people are going to look at you funny, I'll go do something else that
Spoiler alert, he was disinvited from the wedding.
weekend. That's totally fine.
He's a liar, not because he was a distraction, because he was a liability going to his own friend's wedding.
Like I said on this morning's show, I have so many people in my corner. It's embarrassing. I have so many people who I've gained.
I was disinvited from my friend's wedding, but I've got so many other friends. You're gonna regret not inviting me. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends right now. Oh my goodness! Look at the psycho pause. This is amazing. Every single pause.
I lost
every frame painted.
Why does Kiki have to leave too? Says Copperhead. Because look, they're a package
There's
deal.
a lot on their plate. They got a lot of shit going on.
It would be weird. And Keanu has a certain reputation
for what? What does he mean by that? For being a slag? Is that what you say? Just say it, Aaron. Come on.
Doesn't look good at
actually. I don't even know. I don't even know who Keanu is. If she could be a lovely person. I don't know anything about her. I'm just being mean, right? I think it's Aaron's energy. It's rubbing off on me. It's making me an asshole.
Attached to me for certain things. I dirty Keanu up. I'm a shock jock, and Keanu's a respectable lady.
Is she? I mean,
well, Jesus.
I heard there was a butthole picture.
All right, well, there you go. She's a hoe. It's been confirmed. There's a butthole Keanu picture out there.
That was
well, you can be a classy person and have a butthole picture. These two things are not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
Citizen M3 says Gino and Keanu, they let internet shit get to them. I don't think so. They're not letting internet shit get to them. They're going through a fucking merger right now, and it's goddamn tragic. It's terrible.
What does he mean by merger? Like, do you mean getting get Is it fucking no? That sounds great if they're getting married. Colin says, if you want to get caught up with Aaron, check out Steel Toe Shinebox compilations. Patrick Melton has been breaking down Aaron for a while now. I'm not sure I want to dip my toe into the rabbit hole that is the Steel Toe show, but I might check that out on your recommendation. I was hoping you were a Japanese person, because that would be the Steel Toe Shine box. It's like the death box. Shine, Aaron's son. But that brings us to the end. Holy shit, that was painful to get through, but good job clipping those stuff out. So now that we've had this show, we caught up on everything. Finally, it's been a while since we got to do this stream. Much appreciated for all the support tonight. And we will be covering the body cam footage when it drops. Could be any day now. That's going to be a long stream. That's going to be a long stream, though, because it's 9 different cameras, and I'm not going to watch everything, I assume, but it's like 9 different cameras and 2 hours of footage each. We don't know how much it's going to be, but if you want to, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll let chat kind of decide. Well, maybe not, but I'll let chat make suggestions. I figure we watch one of them in its entirety, and then we might skip around and check out some other angles, and then we'll probably play the bingo to see if we can spot the Waldo and stuff. But if we want to watch, it sounds like a 24-hour stream. I mean, we could just do a 24-hour stream and knock it out. Then I'd be free of my obligations, right, for the 24-hour stream that I promised. At 24,000 subscribers, got to get those people, got to get those rookie numbers up. Still not drinking, you raging alcoholic. I'm not drinking until August. Yeah, dry July. Although, actually, I did break that, because somebody came from America to meet me in Osaka. And I was like, yeah, all right, we'll go to a bar and grab a drink. So I'm not anal about it. But I'm not going to lie to you as well. But yeah, no stream drinks until August. That's the way it's going to be. So maybe I'll wait. Like, if I get 24K before August, which is very unlikely, they'll probably just wait until August. But yes, the dry July. Get Sean on the stream. Sean's happy to come on anytime. It's just finding a good time that works for both of us, because he's usually very busy, and he's streaming a lot right now, actually. You know what I should do is check if anyone else is streaming right now. The Steel Toe show is streaming right now. You could go watch that show, I suppose. Legal Vices is streaming. Is there any good streams to stream into? Do you guys have any recommendations? If anyone's streaming, the requirement is they should be streaming right now. Get Keanu on. Like I said, maybe if we dip into the Aaron stuff, Jeff stream. He hit the goal. Not so much fun. He's better when he's begging. Legal Vices. Looks like Legal Vice is the only person streaming that I know of. So I guess we'll send it over to him. Redirect. All right, so that's it. The stream is now ending. You can still like the stream if you so choose. If you're watching on replay, then be sure to leave a comment down below and like the stream. That does help out. And with all that said and done, enjoy your night. And we'll be back very soon, I assume. But I can't say when for sure. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe later in the week. We'll see. Peace, guys, and take it easy.